What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat.
Welcome to the Dead Meat Podcast, your horror safe haven. I'm Chelsea.
I'm James, and we're married, and we like to get scared together and play Survivor!
I can tell you're so excited. I just put all of it together.
Oh! Was that right? Was that like how it sounds?
Yeah, it was all right.
It was decent.
Okay.
B+.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. I just finished putting the game together. It's starting to get weird, I think, because, I got to keep it interesting. I am running into the same exact problems that Jeff Probst faces as he is and trying to make Survivor a lasting franchise. Will people stop being interested in horror Survivor if I don't find new and interesting ways to make it interesting?
I don't know. You don't want to fall into the Probst hole of making things too complicated. I don't want to run into any time glass shenanigans here.
No. We're not doing any of that.
All right, I won't turn back time.
No. We're not doing any overly complicated game mechanics.
I hope we're not stealing everyone's vote every fucking tribal.
No.
Just let them vote, Jeff.
Just let them vote. Jeff, just let them play Survivor.
We want to see him play Survivor.
We just want to see him play. Yep. We're playing horror Survivor. I guess let's just get into it. We've done this 3 times already.
This is the 4th one. And for any newcomers, maybe go back and watch the first 3 just to understand what we're doing here. But it is basically the show Survivor. Yes, that one that premiered in 2000. Yes, it is still running. And yes, it still rules. It's awesome. We love it. We watch it. It's twice a year, 2 seasons every year. Same thing with our episodes. Mm-hmm. We do one every season of Survivor now, I guess. And it's basically people living on an island, voting each other off until there is a sole survivor.
Right.
And there's social games and mind games and physical challenges. And we're going to do that with horror characters that Chelsea has set up. And then we just kind of role play it.
Yep. That's basically it. Let's just get into it because it always takes longer than I think it's going to.
It takes a long time. We're usually recording these for over 2 hours.
We edit a lot out of the final product. So
thank you, Gresso, for giving us your Sunday night.
Yeah.
Gressel's voice
I think my voice
shot.
is fucked from yelling during the football game yesterday.
Yeah. Also, this season of Survivor has been great. 90-minute episodes allowing it to breathe. Really nice. Cast getting to talk, some island time, some social strategy, and it's really exciting. We're more than halfway through the season because we're down to final 7 or so. No, 8.
8.
It's because it's 4 and 4 coming up next. Hell yeah.
Right.
Let's get started.
Yeah. So
James, the tribe you'll be representing. Again, we're not
playing the tribe. I'm just picking for it.
The ones that'll be on your little table.
Okay.
You're gonna be Belial tribe.
Wild?
Belial
tribe. Mm-hmm. All right.
And do the Survivor yell as Belial.
that's
Pee-wee, I'm sorry.
And then my tribe over here is going to be Pazuzu tribe.
Pazuzu. We haven't used Pazuzu tribe yet?
Nope. Because there was one season we had Reagan possessed by Pazuzu as a contestant, but Pazuzu somehow we have not used as a tribe name.
It's a good tribe name.
Demons make really good tribe names.
Yeah.
I'll say all of the tribe names this season are demon names.
Okay.
So including the merge.
So we're still rocking with just 2 tribes to start out with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll change that up next time. But
Maybe.
for now, I personally prefer 2 tribes. I'm more of a traditional Survivor.
I'm down with 3 as long as it comes
respect.
to 2 at some point. But yeah. The 3 and then another 3 and it's so small you can't hide. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But if you have suggestions on what we can add from the actual Survivor.
No fun ways we can change it up. And the weird thing is it has to be something we can feasibly incorporate, describe verbally to you listening, and won't give us a major headache trying to keep track of.
Yeah. So let us know. I'm sure you have ideas.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
All right. Do you want to draw first?
Okay, so there are 18 contestants,
yes,
right?
Same amount of contestants, same amount of episodes. I didn't fuck with it in that regard.
Good.
It seems to have worked so far. I don't feel like confusing myself trying to change it this time.
Got it. All right. So, first contestant. on Belial Tribe.
Oh, boy.
And I have no idea who's even in this fucking popcorn
No, you
bucket.
never do.
No. So this is going to be...
This is the fun part is you react.
Alice from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Yes.
Rachel
Sennett's
Sennett's character.
From Bodies,
Oh,
Bodies,
God.
Bodies.
Very vapid. Perhaps a decent friend, but just really thinking of herself and her podcast above all.
Yes.
Above all else.
Oh, she would
Is that what she's on
get
here?
a lot of airtime.
Yeah. Is this what she's on here as? Her occupation as podcast host?
Yes, for sure. Her lower third says podcast host with her best friends.
Yeah. And every time she does a talking head, she's using podcasting as the metaphor for
Oh, that's what the producers prompt. They're like,
Yeah.
so like if this was a podcast you were recording, how would you put it in terms
You
of
can
like
always tell when the producers do that. When someone's like a veterinarian, they're like, describe this like, how is Survivor like working with animals? And
Yeah, it's
they
like herding a bunch of cats, but you don't have the little clamper thing. Remember that like cat
oh,
like
the net, the
Yeah.
little net that scoops cats up, angry cats at the vet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a commonly used tool, but I saw
just
it
saw it
on
online,
Instagram and
yeah.
it made me laugh. Okay. Who do I have? I have Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors, and he does have a little Audrey too with him.
Ooh, okay. Audrey too gonna be eating some island food probably. Now Seymour, is this a specific depiction?
I mean, no, I was imagining Rick Moranis.
Rick
in my
Moranis
head,
comes to
but that's
mind.
kind of Seymour doesn't change too much. And
Between the original
the
Roger Corman,
the musical, then he's
Yeah,
he's
he's
basically
Seymour.
the same character.
Okay, so Seymour kind of a pushover, can fall in love real
until
easy.
he snaps and murders a dentist.
Yeah, but that dentist had it coming.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Or not. He didn't technically murder.
He allowed a dentist
He let
to
him die. Yeah.
I think I have two here, so I'm going to give you back one. And I will take Toxie from the Toxic Avenger. Now, just to be clear, this is post-transformation.
This is post-transformation.
It is not Melvin.
No.
Okay.
Melvin would not stand a chance.
Melvin would be first boot, for
Yes,
sure.
he would.
But Toxie from the Toxic Avenger, very large, very well-meaning and moral, ethical superhero.
Yes, he's a good guy.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Completely law-abiding, except for in terms of scale of punishment.
I have Shorty from Killer Clowns.
Oh, put up your dukes, put up your dukes.
Outer
Everyone's
space.
favorite clown.
Easily the fan favorite clown.
Yes.
He's the cutest one, and he's got little boxing gloves, and
He puts the cherry on the pie
yeah.
when he walks by.
Realizing I don't know really if does he have a personality besides he's just
Mischievous.
kind of a funny little guy.
He's I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to be close to him. He's horrendous. He's ugly.
Yeah, but he's also cute.
Yeah.
He's like those pictures of the world's ugliest dog competitions where they're ugly dogs, but that makes them cute.
Why do I feel like it's always a Papillon? Is that
It's
the
always
breed?
some kind of Chihuahua mixed with Papillon, like the
Yeah.
big ear or Chinese crested.
And it's just like,
Their teeth are sticking out in all different directions.
okay. Belial Tribe gets possessed Millie from Freaky.
Yeah.
Now,
So this is the inverse of what we had before, where we had Vince Vaughn possessed by Millie. So
this
it was the killer's body with her.
so this contestant looks like Catherine Newton.
Yes,
But has a serial killer spirit inhabiting her.
correct.
And they've got the red jacket,
Yeah.
the ponytail, very cool look.
Yeah.
Ruthless. Able to learn quickly.
Yeah.
They did their
Very
makeup
adaptable.
that first morning that they woke up as a young girl. They did their makeup well enough to go to high school and not get called out.
Yeah.
So that's adaptation right there.
I have Jennifer Check from Jennifer's Body.
Ooh.
I think she's going to be a tour de force because she is such a physical threat. Because she's basically supernaturally
She does have
physically
supernatural
talented.
strength.
Yeah.
Yep. She can
levitate.
She can light her tongue on fire and
Mm-hmm.
not have it hurt. And she might be going for an all-girls alliance because she has her famous line, "I'm not killing people, I'm just killing boys."
Oh.
So
Okay.
it never works out.
It never have anytime on Survivor someone says, "Let's finally have a girls' alliance go to the end."
Has it ever
never works.
Has it ever worked?
I don't
On
know.
Survivor. I don't recall. I've not seen every season, but from the ones I've seen, it has not worked. All right. On Belial Tribe, Eric Draven from The Crow.
Yeah, we've got
Eric DeRaven.
Eric D. Raven from The Crow. Do we think he should have his little crow with him? Because that does give him certain...
He can have his crow if Seymour has Audrey too.
Audrey 2's a bit more of a liability than The Crow.
Yeah.
Because The Crow, he basically can warg into it.
Oh, yeah, but then what's his human body doing while that's happening?
I don't remember what happens while he's doing that. Does he just fall limp? I don't remember.
Yeah, I imagine it's some kind of like
Maybe
spacing
his
out. Let's just
eyes
go,
roll
yeah,
back.
with that kind of rule, just to say that, yes.
Okay.
I know you're going to be rooting for him because you think he's hot.
I do. I mean, who doesn't? Next one is I have Christine, just a straight up car, a sentient car, is playing Survivor this season.
Okay.
I told you I had to start. I'm like, I gotta keep it interesting. Let's see what happens if a car that thinks and has feelings plays Survivor. Maybe they can use Christine as a shelter. Maybe Christine will help them go like do certain challenges really well. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's a stupid idea. We'll see.
Let's find
Maybe
out.
casting, aka me, made a bad decision here.
Hey, as long as Christine can climb up a ladder and not quit the first episode.
Dude, Christine paid what's his face, Adam Klein, for his for help
casting.
for. She got casting coaching from Adam Klein, and that's how a car got put on Survivor this season.
And Jeff is furious.
Jeff is so pissed.
Oh, the Hoffmanator, Mark Hoffman from Saw.
Mark Hoffman.
Wow. All right. Human Man, ruthless.
Ruthless, a good liar.
Great liar. That guy is part of the police force and yet is a Jigsaw apprentice for like 5 movies.
Yeah, he lives a double life.
Yes, and mostly does it well until the end.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's when he just breaks out and just starts murking people face to face.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care.
I have Beetlejuice.
Great. You know what's weird is that my rep, like when we say Beetlejuice,
You think of the cartoon.
I think of the cartoon.
I knew you were gonna say as soon as you said, you know what? Like I bet he just thinks of the fucking cartoon.
Yeah. I didn't watch the movie that much as a kid, but the cartoon was always on. I didn't really watch the cartoon, but I would watch the intro.
I do. The intro is good.
Yeah.
I do think I may have watched the cartoon more than the movie itself as a kid. Mm-hmm. Granted, the cartoon for me, because we didn't own Beetlejuice on tape or anything, so I think maybe the cartoon was just more accessible because it was, reruns or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Belial Tribe gets Mike Schmidt from... Ooh, throwing one in for the kids here. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
This is Josh Hutcherson?
That's That's a hard name to say. Josh Hutcherson from FNAF.
And
for the kids.
For the kids. He feels guilty about his brother being abducted.
Yes.
And that's about
he has a younger sister as well.
Yep.
He takes care of.
So he's a caring, compassionate man.
I think, yeah. He is a provider for sure.
Not too much else to him.
I mean, he is the literal audience insert because you're playing as him.
Not in the first game, though. I think he plays
That's
in
right.
like the 3rd game or something. I don't know. We'll find out one day.
Harry Stadling from Christmas Evil.
Wow, Harry.
Yeah, so the kids get Mike Schmidt. I get Harry Stadling from Christmas Evil. And if you have not seen Christmas Evil, you should.
You should. Or at least watch the kill count. It's a good one.
It's great. It is a very sleazy, when was it from? Early 80s?
Like 80 or 81, like real early 80s.
Yeah, sleazy early 80s Christmas movie where a man named Harry, as a child, witnesses literally mommy kissing Santa Claus. Probably just his dad dressed up as Santa, but this traumatizes him. And he grows up to be a man obsessed with Santa, and he lives alone. He dresses as Santa, has Christmas stuff everywhere, and he's
to spy on the neighborhood kids to make sure
to put
they're
them on the naughty or nice list that he keeps.
Yep.
And he is obsessed with naughty and nice as a concept.
It's very Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's not quite as sleazy as Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I think I like it more than Silent Night.
Oh yeah, I think it's the better movie.
It's a better movie, and it's not as uncomfortable.
It's not as rapey.
It's not as rapey. Yeah. Anyway, Harry Stadling. Just if you haven't seen it, it's a guy who thinks he's Santa.
He's also middle management at a company where he used to be a line worker, and now the line workers make fun of him for being middle management, but also the execs don't like him because he's middle management. It's really
it's a great movie. It's
movie.
a very good Christmas movie for the whole family.
All right, I've got Randy Bradley from The Passenger.
So Randy is played by our very good friend Johnny Birchtold, and how do we describe this character?
Without spoilers, he is a recent, I don't even think he went to college. He's like 21 years old, living in his hometown.
Working at a burger joint.
Yeah, and his biggest, like, he's just a pushover. The passenger kind of applies to his position in life also, and he, is told at one point, hey, you might be able to manage this place, and that kind of gets him excited, but other than that, he's just kind of sleepwalking through life because of something that happened to him as a kid. And he's a sweet little boy.
Yeah.
He's a sweet little boy, man.
Yeah.
We love you, Johnny.
Yeah. So I just kind of almost wanted an excuse to just make Johnny Birchtold.
And if you need more reason to watch The Passenger, besides the fact that it's an extremely well-acted, suspenseful film, Kyle Gallner is his co-lead. It's just the two of them hanging out. And I know you love Kyle Gallner if you're watching this channel.
Yes. It's genuinely really good, and I'm not just saying that. Like, it's not a thing where our friends made a movie and I'll say it's good and then kind of politely ignore it for until I don't feel obligated to talk about it. No, it's really fucking good.
It's horror adjacent, so more of a suspense, but violence in it.
Yeah, it's really dark.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I got Richie from Scream 5.
Oh, Richie.
I really wanted to do one of the newer Scream characters, and I thought he would be interesting because he's so...
Spoiler for Scream 5.
Well, yeah, he is a ghost face, but he can be nice, and he is a good liar and a good manipulator, but also he's a whiny little bitch when he gets pushed too hard. So
exactly.
I think it'll be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, he can clearly, deceive. He deceives Sam for quite a while, but yeah, as soon as he's found out, he is just a whiny little bitch about it. Yeah.
I think Molly just discovered Lucy was in here right before we started recording and was playing on this cat tower, and she can smell the cat. She's losing her mind.
I got Thomas Wake from The Lighthouse. Now, with the name confusion in that movie, let's get some clarification. Is this Willem Dafoe's character?
This is Willem Dafoe.
We got a farty old seaman here. It's gonna be he's gonna be.
Here's the thing though.
He
knows how to survive at sea.
Yes.
He's gonna have all the know-how. So do they keep him around even though his farts smell really bad? And he just kind of generally is unpleasant to be around.
Unpleasant man. He's gonna be bossy.
Yes.
He would definitely be a bossy Bruce-like kind of guy.
He's micromanaging everyone. Hey, we don't talk shit about my Twitter friend Bruce. Shout out to Bruce, who follows me
Chelsea
and Zoran on Twitter, but not James, which is really fucking funny.
He just loves Danganronpa and Tremors.
Yes.
And those are the only kill counts he's seen. And he's like, these two make a great show.
Exactly. Oh, it's my turn. Okay. I have Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Nice.
Which is not a horror movie, but she is a very scary part of that movie, and I think is totally viable for this.
Just a grizzled old truck
just a truck driver
lady who is also a ghost.
Yep.
Because she once crashed and died on a night just like this.
Yeah. On this very night, 10 years ago.
On the
same stretch of road. In a dense fog, just like this.
My last, or at least the last survivor for Team Belial is Oogie Boogie from
Mr. Oogie Boogie.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
He's a sack of bugs, and he's here to play Survivor.
He's used to playing games.
That's true.
He's got his little Santa wheel.
Yes, he is gonna love all the game, but he's gonna try and cheat, I bet.
Oh, for sure, because he has loaded dice, right? Yeah.
What's his face? The Santa obsessed one and him are on opposite tribes.
I didn't even think of that.
They could have talked about Santa if they make merge, they can discuss Santa. I don't even know how that conversation
I don't
would go.
want that to influence
the
role play here,
No.
but I do hope they both make it to merge so that we can see how that weird relationship.
Because I don't know.
play out.
I don't know. It'll just happen in the moment, and we'll see what happens.
And speaking of Santa, the last contestant on Horror Survivor would be at the very top of Santa's naughty list. The naughtiest little boy of all of horror.
Curtis?
It's Curtis from Bloody Birthday. He is the baddest little boy, and we love him. It's Curtis.
Curtis is a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
This
Ruthless.
motherfucker.
Holy shit, he is a threat. This little boy who looks like if you shrunk Tom Cruise even more and made him 10 years old or however.
No, he's too nerdy to look like Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is kind of nerdy.
I think we're given the wrong. He looks like Minkus from Boy Meets World. For sure. He's just got like he's got his big glasses and like very just fine hair. But he is a ruthless fucking killer. Born under an eclipse along with his 2 other eclipse twins. The 3 of them run around this town murdering with abandon and never getting caught because they're just cute little kids.
Yeah, that's I'm realizing lots of professional liars on this season.
Survivor Season of Lies.
And I think maybe for the first time ever, looking at both tribes, I don't think we have a tribe where one of the tribes is obviously physically more capable than the other.
Well, let's do a little recap on Team Belial.
Okay.
We have Mike Schmidt from Five Nights at Freddy's. We have Eric DeRaven from The Crow. We have Alice from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Toxie from The Toxic Avenger. Possessed Millie from Freaky. Randy Bradley from The Passenger. Mark Hoffman from Saw. Oogie Boogie from A Nightmare Before Christmas, and Thomas Wake from The Lighthouse.
Honestly, no, your tribe's kind of buff.
It's pretty buff.
Except for Randy. Here's the thing. Okay,
Johnny's been working
we
out.
need to right now separate, because I know that Johnny is in very good shape, but I don't think Randy is.
No.
I think Randy's a skinny little guy.
Mm-hmm. I think Johnny worked out after they filmed that. Because he's looking good. Looking good, John. But also, yeah, just the character and the way you portray him. You're such a good actor, you could get real buff and still play this character. I promise.
And then on Pazuzu Tribe, we have Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. We have Richie from Scream 5. We have Beetlejuice. We have Shorty from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We have Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. We have Christine, A-Car. We have Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors, who has Audrey 2 with him. We have Harry from Christmas Evil. And we have Curtis from Bloody Birthday.
That's a child. Yeah, I think my team has got a little bit more
Yeah,
heft.
okay. Thinking about it for 2 seconds.
But as far as like brains go, I feel like it's all easy peasy, all even.
Yeah,
even
I think so.
Yeah. And again, if you don't know, all these characters come from properties that have been covered in some way on the channel, except for Beetlejuice and The Passenger, which will have an interview out this month or next month, December, depending on when this comes out. So.
And it was a damn good interview
It was.
that I really enjoyed.
It's with Johnny and Kyle Gallner. So we'll have a Kyle interview and another Johnny interview since we talked to him in podcast form before.
Yeah, I realized I forgot to ask Kyle if he likes candy corn. Because that was the big hot topic of our podcast with Johnny. And I wish I brought it up.
I almost spit this out. All right.
Okay, episode 1, we're building shelters. We're getting to know each other. What are the dynamics unfolding here? Because this is important to establish right away.
Yeah, we want to see who's drawn to each other, what kind of little alliances are being formed right off the bat, just based on vibes. That's usually how it goes here. And even though Modern Survivor doesn't dwell on it too much, we're going to say that building a shelter and finding food and such is an important element here.
I do think it impacts a few things. It's like how well you're going to do in challenges, your mental state, and maybe resentment you have towards your other tribe members if everyone sucks ass at building a shelter, or you're the one person who maybe could build something but no one's helping you. And there's that.
So I'm looking. The first name that I see that I want to kind of like tease out here is Alice, and I feel like Alice is not having a good time on this tribe because I mean Mike Schmidt, he's a good-looking guy, but he's kind of quiet and brooding, and obviously has something troubling
Not
him.
her type.
Not her type. Eric DeRaven, a little too.
He's too goth. I
He's
don't
too
think
goth.
she's into the goth.
Because she's dating Lee
thing.
Pace.
And he wouldn't like her. She's too vapid.
Exactly. And like we got Randy, who's very quiet, also very troubled.
Maybe she could manipulate him a little bit.
She might lean on that. Toxie isn't gonna like her.
No.
Because she's vapid and he's ugly. She's not gonna like him. Oogie Boogie, no. Maybe possessed Millie, she might be drawn towards and see like. I mean, she's definitely gonna go
I think
towards Millie.
she might pretend, hey, I'm all fellow fellow young adult girl.
You think possessed Millie is gonna do that?
I think,
Yes.
yeah, she might be seeing that Alice is kind of on the outs already and might think I can use that to my advantage.
Yeah, so I think that's right. And then maybe, if they can maybe sink their hooks into Randy, he'll just go with whoever basically forces him to come with them, because that's the premise of the movie. He is forced to just come along. And so they might do that with him. He's kind of a free guy to just grab and take with him.
He is kind of a free vote in the right hands,
Yeah.
But also push him far enough and he'll stand up for himself.
Yeah, we're just not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Toxie is all focused on who is a good person and doing right and abiding by the laws.
Toxie's gonna like Randy.
He's gonna like Randy. He is. He's gonna want to protect that poor
He's
sweet
really
boy.
gonna want to stick his neck out
Dude,
for him,
Eric
I think.
DeRaven and Toxie kind of have similar
Honestly,
vibes.
that's a movie I'd watch.
Yeah, they're both vigilantes
Yes, they
taking care
are.
of people who need to be
They
punished
are.
but aren't because
Dude,
of the system.
Fuck
These
yes,
two
they
are
both
an
have.
alliance.
They both have undergone a transformation.
Yeah.
I'm into that alliance a
I'm
lot.
gonna make a pitch too.
Yeah.
I think Thomas Wake is in there.
What?
Explain
He has
yourself.
a job that he is devoted to, and he will respect, I think, someone else who's devoted to a job.
Especially more of a working class. Like Toxie
Yeah.
is a working class man, especially.
Hoffman.
Hoffman is
He's even off-putting when he's trying to be a good guy. He just has kind of an air about him.
Yeah.
So I don't know who like him and
like
Oogie.
it's so funny when you talk to Saw fans, people have intense feelings about Hoffman. He really just looking at him, you're like, I either love him or I just fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
And his cheekbones and like beautiful lips. He's like, that's the thing that makes him so divisive, I think, is the fact that he's like too handsome. Like he's like a cartoon of a handsome person.
You think so?
A little-
Costas?
Yeah.
I don't think Hoffman is. I think Costas is very handsome. I
Yeah,
think
but-
Hoffman, they kind of make up to be, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that might also just be the style of the time. Actually looking at this, Mike Schmidt is probably going to be drawn towards Randy and very protective of him. Randy seems like a little brother type. I bet Mike Schmidt could see his little brother, had he survived, growing up into being a little Randy.
Okay. And they both I didn't think this through very well, obviously. Not to spoil anything directly about the passenger, but they both have regrets about something that happened in their childhood that they cannot get over, and it actively haunts them, but neither of them are at fault.
Yeah, they're both like, it's not like they did something horrible. They did something by accident or by just mistake, and it haunts them. It's their life. Yeah, they're going to be drawn to each other for that, for sure. And then I feel like, Oogie Boogie and Hoffman would maybe just kind of see themselves as like, oh, all these other people are pairing off. I guess I'll go with the bug guy.
Oogie Boogie would like cops.
What?
Like a crooked cop, he's gonna be like, "That's my fucking guy."
Crooked
right
cop,
there.
sure, yeah, okay. I just thought generic,
No,
like
he's like like I'm thinking of Oogie Boogie as like a 1920s gangster, and if you're a 1920s gangster, most cops are your fucking friend, dude. It's all crooked, so I could
Okay.
see those two having a fun little racket going on.
Sure, it might not be the strongest alliance, but they got no one else here.
Do you think maybe they try and keep their alliance a secret, and Hoffman's like, maybe let's pretend we don't like each other, but actually,
Yeah, I think Hoffman could pitch that.
Yeah.
And he's always thinking one step ahead. I'm not sure if anyone else would kind of get along. Just don't want to. I mean,
does Mike Schmidt, and this is a stretch, but Mike Schmidt's he's a security guard to him and Hoffman.
they might talk about that at some point. I could also see maybe possessed Millie seeing a kindred spirit in Mark Hoffman and secretly reaching out to him in private.
A
and just being
double
like,
life.
Yeah, like, look, all these other people are soft and weak, and like, I know that we're.
Where we could do a survival of the fittest kind of thing.
Yeah. So, okay, I think we got a decent grasp of the dynamics
Interesting chemistry.
here. I like it. I like the pairings. I always like that.
Let's see if this tribe is as cohesive as that, because there's a lot of weird shit going on. Harry and Curtis are going to hate each other.
Oh, yeah, because like you said, Curtis, number one naughty boy.
Curtis is public enemy number one for Harry because he is a naughty little boy.
Gressel, have you watched the Bloody Birthday kill count?
No.
It is.
I just want to make you watch Bloody Birthday, period. 'Cause it is the funniest fucking movie of all time.
But the kill count is one of my absolute favorite. At conventions, when people ask me what my favorite kill count is,
It's Bloody Birthday.
is the answer.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We got a lot of weirdos over
There's
there.
a lot of misfits.
Yeah, because I'm seeing Beetlejuice, I'm seeing Shorty.
Beetlejuice is going to be uncomfortably obsessed with Jennifer Check. And I think Jennifer Check is going to understand this and manipulate Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm. Does she have anyone to reach out to here on this fucking tribe? Who's behind Seymour? I can't see.
Christine.
It's Christine, a car.
Yeah, you know what? This is interesting because I was worried Jennifer Check was just going to just steamroll everyone because she's so powerful. Like it's borderline a Megan situation, but
Oh,
her whole thing, like you said, it's girl solidarity, and that's not really possible for her on this tribe.
Like Large Marge and Christine are the closest.
And
that's a car and a ghost.
I think
because men also don't take her seriously. Like she gets abducted by that band. Adam Brody takes her.
Kyle Gallner's also in Jennifer's body.
He is, yeah. He's a sweet little goth boy.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe she will just try and maybe take advantage of both Beetlejuice and Richie.
Oh, yes.
You think Richie would simp for her?
He might. He, has
He's
sexual
be
interests.
Smarter than Beetlejuice about it.
Yeah. Richie and Jennifer seem like the most normal people here. Seymour's kind of normal.
Seymour's a good guy.
Yeah. She could manipulate Seymour real easy.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about that, but she is not
his type.
Not his type.
Oh, he likes nice girls.
Yeah, like Audrey is the nicest girl.
Yeah.
And is caring and kind, and she's
more of a needy than a Jennifer.
She is. Seymour and Audrey need each other because they both are they're both victims of different circumstances. Like they both are totally, they're downtrodden, and that's how they kind of find each other.
Okay.
That's not Jennifer at all. So I don't think he's going to be into her whole thing.
Sure. I feel like Seymour and Harry might have similar vibes.
Seymour, when we see the dark side of him, he's very much like, you know what? Some people deserve to be punished. Like the dentist.
You know who can do that?
And he starts rationalizing, here's who I can feed to my plant because they deserve it.
Yeah, so he has the same kind of morality view that Harry does.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Large Marge, there's not a ton to go off for her, I'm realizing. I mean, she's just kind of a cool trucker lady.
Yeah.
Who
very brusque. Very
seems
scary.
like people liked her in life because they made a memorial for her at the little diner.
So beloved. You know what? I bet she would find Beetlejuice hilarious.
Dude, do you think her and Beetlejuice are hanging out?
Maybe. She's like an old grizzled truck lady. His little antics, I think she wouldn't be offended by him. I think she might find him funny.
That's
and he wouldn't be
fun.
like too gross for her. She sits in a
They're
car
both
for 12 hours.
undead and they both can like morph themselves.
Yeah. Do they have shared crews working on those
They're
movies,
both
maybe?
in the Tim Burton verse.
Yeah, there you go. Of course. Oh, yeah. Shared crews. Yeah. Maybe the director.
Yeah. Another weird connection here is Large Marge is also a Kyoto Brothers creation, along with Shorty.
The Killer Clown, yeah.
Yeah. So Shorty, I kind of like the idea of Shorty and Christine, just like he's driving her around. But okay, here's what we also have to think of. Christine's whole deal is she manipulates. Is it Archie?
Yeah, whatever.
The
Artie.
The kid and Christine.
Yeah.
He's kind of a Seymour.
He's a Seymour who becomes a cool guy.
Yeah.
Based on Christine. But yeah, he is like a put upon nerd. prior to the transformation.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. Christine is almost like that kid's Audrey too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Christine would be able to attach herself or seem more interested in her.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
good
like, I will
call.
protect you. Because that's her thing is she is like smothering protection and will kill everyone. Like she's a toxic girlfriend pretty much. Yeah. So, okay. Shorty is kind of.
I mean, it's hard with the killer clown. I don't know what what motivates them. They just like killing people and laughing about it.
Is that just the same thing we ran into with Art? Like, what drives him? Nothing.
Yeah, I think Shorty's just kind of the chaotic loner.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
Maybe a bit of a Sifu. Shorty also referred to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
Who voted for Shorty?
Who voted for Shorty? Okay, interesting. Here's our first immunity challenge.
All right.
Each team has to untie a gigantic knot holding down 2 oars. Then 2 players must paddle out, retrieve a flag that's like out in the middle of the water, and then bring it back. And the first team back wins immunity.
Okay. First, they have to untie a knot.
So dexterity.
A little bit of dexterity. Yeah.
Sucks for Christine.
Christine's going to have a rough time at most of these challenges, I assume. She's kind of dead weight.
Yeah.
Unless there's like a race. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
In the sand.
In the
through the
sand.
jungle.
Mm-hmm. But we can all, again, like I said, maybe are they using Christine as a shelter? Does she have heat?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about shelters. Real fast, I guess. Thomas Wake is probably going to be able to handle building stuff, along with Toxie helping him for
Certainly
muscle.
Mark Hoffman, he's building saw traps and
Oh,
shit.
yeah. He continues on that job even after John Kramer and Amanda are dead, so he's got some engineering skills to him. So I feel like they're doing okay with their situation.
I think Large Marge is probably good at building stuff.
Or at least has the muscle. Who's like leading who's the architect here?
There's not many.
No, you might be struggling. Harry's a assembly line man. Richie is
I guess that doesn't directly
kid.
translate to being able to build stuff.
Yeah, like she would be able to help, but as far as like directing everything goes, I don't. And so would Harry. Yeah. You guys might be struggling a little in that regard.
So, I mean, can people take turns sleeping in Christine?
I think that's what they're going to have to turn to,
With heat, though? That's nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Is she going to run out of gas?
Well,
like Megan's
she's supernatural, so no.
Oh, that's true. I think she runs regardless.
I just think, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a very funny fail. That's a short book.
Yeah. Is that Maximum Overdrive where they force them to fill them up because they're out of gas?
Yeah.
They force them at gunpoint. The cars force the humans at gunpoint to put more gas into them.
It's such a good movie. It's so good.
Okay, yeah, untying this knot.
I think Shorty's gonna be great at untying a knot just because clown magic.
Doesn't he have balloon hands?
You know, he has balloon hands.
Well,
he has
no,
boxing gloves, but they're removable.
But he's got hands.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, they're big, like
they're kind of like
Simpson
sausagey
hands.
finger. Yeah, they're like Mickey Mouse hands, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm here to make the challenges complicated.
No, we're gonna be here for so long.
Beetlejuice also has some magical elements to him, I guess. Curtis has got tiny little hands. Thomas Wade can tie a knot like
That's
nobody's
right.
fucking
He's
business.
gonna know how to
He's a
untie
sailor.
knots.
He's a seaman.
Just for like paddling out and stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thomas is going to be using his old man strength.
Okay, I don't remember exactly how each of the last 3 survivors we did went down. I feel like your tribe wins immunity right off the bat every single time. Somehow you always have the better tribe. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah, I don't remember enough
don't remember.
specifically.
I don't remember either. They're all a blur.
I do feel like Thomas Wake and then Toxie's helping him paddle.
Yeah, I'll give it to you guys.
Okay.
Who's getting voted out here?
Okay, so after losing the immunity challenge, Pazuzu tribe goes to tribal, and they have to vote one person out. So how do these votes fall? I mean, Christine they're going to keep because she's their shelter.
Yeah.
They got to stay warm.
Which is interesting because is that worth it for how much of a liability she is in
At some point it won't be, but I think right now they still have enough people to shed to keep their warmth at night to sleep in that car.
Okay.
Large Marge has strength. They don't want to give that up right away when it comes to challenges.
Yeah.
What is Curtis's pitch to keep himself around since he is a small little boy?
He's fast. He has little kid energy.
He does have little kid energy. Those kids can run around
He can fit
just for the hell of
in
it.
tiny spaces.
Uh-huh. Okay. You know, is Harry just annoying Curtis enough for Curtis to start like a whisper campaign against him? Because Harry's going to be like on his ass about being a naughty little boy this whole time.
Who's going to listen to Curtis?
Well, he is a little bit of a manipulator. Not a lot of the adults in town know that he's an evil kid killer because he always does put on that little like, gee, golly shucks kind of thing. I think Seymour and Harry are going to go for Curtis, though. Because Harry, I can't see voting for anyone besides Curtis. He's a naughty boy. He has to get him out, and Seymour's his ally.
Does he know he's a naughty boy right away?
I think Harry can sniff it out.
Okay.
Harry's watching these kids.
Okay.
And he's the only kid on the tribe, so Harry's just fucking... It's like when Molly just fixes in on Lucy.
Yeah.
Just Harry just won't turn away from Curtis.
Yeah.
And he's going to see him slip and be a little naughty boy.
God, do we think Curtis is out?
No, I think that Seymour and Harry, I think Harry and Seymour and maybe Christine because she's with Seymour will vote for him. But I feel like the others might vote for Harry.
Why though?
He's kind of a wet blanket. He's obsessed with Santa. He's like 40-something years old. It's weird.
I guess.
They're from their perspective, they're like, why is this guy obsessed with this kid? That's weird.
And maybe they're like, we need to protect this poor innocent boy from this creepy man dressed as Santa.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're like,
okay,
let's cut this off before it gets into a bad situation here.
Okay.
So I think, Seymour, Harry, maybe Christine vote for Curtis. The others all vote for Harry. Shorty does whatever the fuck he wants.
So it's
Shorty
Harry.
draws a pie on his voting thing.
Is it?
Does not count.
Pie does not count. So is Harry out?
Yeah, which sucks because I love Harry.
I love Harry too, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You know.
I also have another proposition here for a potential alliance. Now that Harry's gone, Seymour's going to be feeling vulnerable. I'm thinking back to like the musical and how Seymour gets taken in by Mr. Mushnick, who is kind of just this overbearing businessman who's kind of a dick, but you still like him. I feel like maybe Beetlejuice could fill that same weird niche of like, hey kid, I'm going to take care of you. I'll teach you the ways of the world, kind of.
Oh, is this your car girlfriend? Yeah, she can come too.
You know, He's like, not my type, but I respect it.
I like him more goth and way younger.
Yeah, way younger.
I feel like everyone has ties to someone except for Shorty here. So
yeah.
I'd be cautious.
And Curtis. I guess does everyone still feel kind of protective of Curtis now?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see if he can be an asset in an immunity challenge.
Okay.
Or there's a die.
Yeah, I know your eyes bugged out as soon as I picked up this dice.
Random event.
Beetlejuice found a clue to an idol location. The idol is buried somewhere in camp. It's valid till merge. We don't have to decide immediately if this person, if Beetlejuice digs it up right away. They can wait until a later episode when conditions might be a bit more accommodating.
I think he's not gonna want to tell people. He's gonna want to hold that straight to his pinstripe chest.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna wait to dig it up.
Okay. So I put the little marker here so we know he has an idol.
Is he close enough to anyone to tell them? Do you think he maybe tells Seymour as a show of like trust? Like, hey kid, just to let you know.
Okay, yeah. And Seymour would not tell. He's not a snitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next episode, that random event was part of episode 2. Sorry. So the next thing on this episode is the immunity challenge. The castaways. Okay, I already know who fucking wins this challenge. I put these together and like it's a lot, and there's certain things that like I don't realize or think about until I read them out. The castaways will be attached to a rope that is tangled around several fences and poles that they must jump over and climb through in order to untangle it and make their way to the finish. One member from the bigger tribe is going to sit out, so someone from Belial's got to sit out. But basically, everyone's tied to each other, and they're trying to maneuver their way through an obstacle course. Christine,
how's a car gonna do
like,
that?
I know. It like.
Okay, I guess from the bigger tribe, Oogie doesn't want a rope tied around him because it might squeeze some bugs out, so he'll sit out, and they compete, and since Christine's a car,
yeah, your tribe wins.
We win.
I think the cars probably have to go soon.
I think they're gonna be like.
It was we had a fun time with the car, but for my own sanity and it not being as funny as I wanted it to be, I think we're gonna have to have them vote.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes casting goes that way. You cast someone, you think they'll make a good character, and then there's just like, nope, let's get them out of there.
Jeff goes on a podcast and is like, "This is why paying for casting advice."
Oh, you did say that Christine
detrimental
did that.
to the show.
Yeah. Jeff is going on a diatribe against Christine.
Yeah.
All right, so they go to tribal. They make their cases. I think everyone's just like, Jeff, you need to have maneuverability in this game. You need to be able to move around and
this is a very old school Survivor elimination where back when the show felt a bit more about actual survival, there would often be episodes where it's just there's barely any strategy and everyone's just like, this person
is losing
sucks at making or at doing challenges, so we're voting for them. And
Yeah.
there's no sleight of hand or kind of question.
Because now it's like, oh, that person sucks at challenges, so they're the obvious vote. Let's all vote on that. Okay, now that everyone's voting on that, let's make our move.
No. I think this is a very utilitarian, old school Survivor vote, and we're just gonna get rid of Christine.
Is it unanimous?
I think so.
Even Seymour? Yeah, because now he's got Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is telling him how to vote.
Okay. All right. I hope Seymour and Randy can get together and
Oh yeah. Agree.
little guys unite.
Yeah, for sure. Episode 3. Oh boy.
Oh no, another random event.
Another random event. Oh man, am I gonna hate what I've done? Mark Hoffman trying to do something stupid. Maybe he's climbing like slippery rocks, like what's his face was doing. Falls. He gets a concussion. He is evac'd.
He's out of the game?
He's out of the game.
Mark Hoffman got medevac'd?
He got medevac, dude. We have our first ever just straight up evac. Mark Hoffman is gone from Survivor.
What?
Because he was showing off. I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, I don't think the viewers are going to like this.
Maybe he'll come back next season.
Yeah, like a Bruce.
Like Bruce.
Wow. He must have, you know what? I bet he was trying to get into a good position to like spy on someone because he's a little crafty, sneaky guy. And
Yeah,
was trying to,
there
like,
you go.
climb some slippery rocks and slipped and fell. And they were like, what the? Oh my God, is he okay? And he was not okay.
He was not okay.
Alice was filming a confessional and they got the camera op at like, I gotta go. And she's like, what? No, I was talking. And they run off. And then there's just the running POV shot to the beach where Hoffman's getting put on a stretcher and put on a boat. And Jeff has to take a little boat to Belial tribe and tell them that Mark Hoffman's gone.
Yep. Does anyone cry? I feel like often when someone gets evac'd, there's tears. But I don't know if anyone is that attached.
Alice is for TV time.
That's true, yeah.
She's crying and getting that footage
I think
her.
she would get herself worked up that it's so sad that someone's chance at Survivor is over.
That's what she's saying. In actuality, to get the tears, she's thinking about how her confessionals were cut short.
Yeah.
And that Edgic is going to think that she's not a winner anymore.
Sure. There you go.
Oh, no.
Yep. First evac.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hoffman.
I was nervous about because it's random. It changes things.
Yeah.
Certainly. But we do still have a reward challenge this episode at least. So that'll maybe get everyone's spirits up a little bit.
Yeah.
Each tribe is going to dive down into the water to remove rocks from a small boat. When they've removed enough rocks, the boat's going to rise to the surface and float. We've done this challenge before in Horror Survivor 2, I think. Tribe members then are going to use buckets of water to get buckets. They're going to use buckets to get water out of the boat. And then once the tribe gets all the water out and the boat is sailable, they row back to shore. The first tribe back wins. And the prize is blankets and tarp.
Want to know what you're playing for? Blankets and
tarp, which
they need now that they've lost their car.
Yes, Pazuzu is going to be extremely motivated to win this challenge because...
Okay. Are they even teams or no? You still have one extra person? Or Belial has one extra person?
Yes, so someone's got to sit out.
It'll be Thomas Wake.
Why would you sit him out this challenge where it's
boat
bailing
challenge?
out a boat?
Yeah, I guess Alice, she says that she's too
She's
shaken
too
up about
emotional.
Hoffman,
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so swimming down, picking up rocks. Anyone having a hard time swimming?
I don't think anyone on my team. I think everyone's.
My team's good except for Oogie Boogie. Can he get wet?
I don't.
Is he dry clean only?
Even if he can, would it be really hard for him to even like get any down? Like, is he very buoyant?
I don't know how bugs in a burlap sack.
Yeah,
behave
what's
underwater.
the physics of just a bunch of bugs in a sack?
I feel like they'd sink.
It'd get wet and waterlogged, right?
I feel like he'd be slow, but he could manage.
Can Oogie Boogie swim?
I think
No one has thought about that before this moment.
I think yes, but slowly.
Okay.
Yeah. Any of your people, they're all okay?
I think they're fine.
Okay.
I can't think of any reason any of them would not be able to.
Yeah.
Again, can Beetlejuice swim? A thing no one has thought about until right now, this exact moment.
So they're all swimming down decently enough. They're moving those rocks. It comes up. They have to bucket out water from the boat.
I think Jennifer and Large Marge are really carrying right now this challenge, especially that motivation to have some blankets and tarp.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Thomas Wake and Toxie over here are real strong. I don't know, my team's pretty strong over here. Team Below. I don't know. This is a close one. How about you just roll a die to see who wins?
Just a total coin flip.
Yeah, because it's so close.
I'm not mad about it. Okay, I'm gonna do 4-sided die.
Evens.
Is
Belial.
yes.
Odds is Pazuzu.
Okay. 4.
That's Belial.
Okay.
And they just cinch it right at the end.
All right.
And Pazuzu is sad.
Fair. I realized I forgot to write blankets and tarp on one of my little things, so this like screw is gonna represent blankets and tarp.
All right.
Sorry.
Snuggle up, everyone.
Morale's up after losing Mark Hoffman.
Yeah. Which, like, he wasn't super close to anyone anyway.
No, but it's like a damn. That's another. That's something that can help us in challenges. Although they're fine, honestly.
They're doing fine. Belial's sitting all right.
Yeah, and no tribal this episode because we had an evac.
That's right. That's what happens.
Episode 4, we're going right into another immunity challenge. This one is at least not just pure strength,
Good.
which is good.
Gotta mix
we'll
it
have
up.
some variety here.
Yeah.
Starting on a pontoon in the ocean, the tribes are going to you requested specifically. You're like, you gotta have this challenge in here this season. I'm reading it and realizing which one it is. The tribes are going to swim out to a cage. So each tribe has a big cage, which they will enter and unlatch from the ocean floor. They will then use poles to carry the cage onto the beach, where one member will dig their way out from under the cage and untie 3 balls, which they will throw back into the cage. The member still inside the cage will shoot those balls onto 3 progressively taller, I'm going to say into 3 progressively taller baskets. The first 2 tribes to land all 3 balls wins.
Wow. Did you say the first 2 tribes? Because it
Yep.
was taken from
because
a
I copied
thing
it
with 3
from the
tribes.
Survivor fan wiki. So the first tribe to land all 3 balls wins.
This was done this season.
This season,
They
yeah.
described the challenge and we were like, that's it?
We're like,
And then
that's dumb. And then no, we saw what the reality of the giant cage meant.
And it was one of the coolest
It was pretty
challenges. Just such
good. It's a big,
sweat.
heavy cage.
Yeah. All right. So they're getting the cage there first. Belial is. Because they've got the strength, the brute strength.
Right.
But then at that point, someone's got to dig
Someone's
out.
got to dig their way out. And I think
Ooh, you have Curtis over there.
Curtis is going to squeeze out under there fastest.
Can he throw those balls back into the cage well enough? I guess that's not the hard part.
Does
The
he
hard
ball?
part is-
Does Curtis ball? I think, yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
he's balling, so yeah. All right.
Yeah.
As far as my or Belial's guys, I think Randy's going to be the one who has to tunnel underneath. He seems to be the most slender.
But does he ball? I don't know.
Randy
if he
doesn't. He's not balling.
So he's struggling, I think, to get the basketball, or
Okay.
not basketball. They're just balls.
So
They're
that kind
generic gym class balls. I don't know
Yeah,
what
they're
they
kind
are.
of like dodgeball looking
Yeah.
dodge or
It's late.
So okay, they're about even when it gets down to teams having to throw the balls into the hoops.
Yeah.
Now, does anyone have what?
I'm gonna say, because this is close to a carnival game, We're throwing the little balls into the progressively taller basket.
Don't you say Shorty.
I think Shorty's going to be good at
literally
this.
short. He's the shortest
So
clown.
what? So's Curtis.
Yeah, but Curtis just has to get the balls back into the cage. This is like requiring finesse, accuracy, and strength. Those hoops get way high up there. I feel like for some reason Richie's going to do not bad. Jack Quaid is a tall guy, seems pretty athletic. I don't think anyone else on there is shooting balls like that. Over here, shooting hoops. I don't know how Mike Schmidt is at basketball. Probably not good. I think he was too troubled.
Oh my God. You know what, though? Ooh, here's some weird trivia about past Chelsea. The first famous person I ever interviewed was Josh Hutcherson when I was working at Entertainment Tonight, and they were like, we were supposed to have a Josh Hutcherson, like a fan, like a lucky fan who was going to interview Josh via video chat about a celebrity basketball tournament that he was competing in. And they asked, hey, do you just want to do it? And I said, sure. And so I was on Entertainment Tonight, where they did not say that I worked there. I was just a lucky fan, quote unquote, who interviewed Josh about playing basketball and being in so he might ball, dude.
Dude, FCC is going to come after ET now.
They didn't. Yeah, right. They should have disclosed that I worked there. And also he was really, really nice. And yeah, I hope that if we do reconnect eventually because of Five Nights, that I get to tell him that, be like, we've done this before. It was a long time ago.
You know what? I think your team has the better baller in terms of Richie and or Shorty.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I don't think Toxic Avenger has the finesse.
No.
Eric Draven, I don't know how
because at the end of the day, Toxie is still a nerd at heart, and I don't think he's like a sports guy.
He just got strong. Thomas Wake is not a basketballer.
Yeah, Eric Draven didn't like gym class, I bet.
Oh, God, no.
Like, he's strong, but, like, he was outside smoking instead during gym.
I'll give it to Team Pazuzu, thanks to the ballin' efforts of Richie. And maybe Shorty got one of them.
Okay.
The shortest one.
Great. All right, we're going to tribal now.
Okay.
So who's going home from Belial?
Well, they put up a good fight, but they lost in the end just because, no one had the hooping skills. But they got to start wondering about Oogie Boogie sitting out. And
he's pulling a Sandra, maybe?
Maybe.
He's like, I don't even need to prove my challenge prowess because I'm smart and...
Yeah, he's trying to pitch himself in other ways.
Other ways to win, yeah.
But this tribe is like, his partner's gone, or like his closest ally, Hoffman, is gone. So maybe he's just an easy target. And while they're saying that, possessed Millie can read the situation. And she knows that the easy vote that everyone's going to do
is Oogie
Boogie. So she starts seeing if she can get out someone else. Maybe someone who would be a threat more down the line. Maybe someone like Toxie, who is obsessed with good and bad. And if he finds out who she really is going to be a problem.
That's true. She doesn't want herself revealed.
Yeah. So who could she try to recruit? Because obviously Eric is going to hang out with Toxie, his ally, and they're going to vote Oogie. She can obviously get Oogie to vote for Toxie, and is she still able to influence Randy, or is Mike being a guardian to him?
Yeah, like how do Millie and Mike feel about each other?
I don't know.
Because that's gonna.
Well, she can get Alice to vote for Oogie.
Yeah,
he smells bad and So,
he's gross. He's
I'm sorry, not Oogie. They're trying to get Toxie out.
Oh, I see. But he also smells bad.
Yeah, he smells like sewer.
He's also gross.
So that would be 3 versus 2. It really depends on these other people. Is Thomas Wake going to hang out with Toxie and Draven? Because we said that they were kind of an alliance. So if the 3 of them are voting for Oogie, it really comes down to Randy and Mike holding the cards in the middle. So it's going to be who they want to get out.
I think they don't want Oogie there. Why would they vote out Toxie. Toxie is like, especially Randy. Toxie
Oh yeah,
is
because
someone
Randy's
who
a good
would
guy.
protect him.
Yeah.
And might like.
Okay, so they are going to side with, and they don't tell anyone at Tribal. Like it's kind of up to them at Tribal. And when Tribal comes, Alice, Millie, and Oogie vote for Toxie, and everyone else votes for Oogie.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Oogie, but exposing Alice and possessed Millie
Yes. Okay.
as trying to take down Toxie. Mm-hmm. Oogie Boogie's gone.
They're able to. Yeah, I guess they would put together that it's those two.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
All right. Episode 5, a quick update here. Seymour, this whole time, has been having to feed Audrey too with his own blood. And he's starting to feel pretty consistently woozy. So let's incorporate that when we are discussing challenges and whatnot. Besides that, we've got our immunity challenge for episode 5.
Does Beetlejuice want to try to get his idol?
Oh yeah, we gotta do an idol clue update for Beetlejuice.
Yeah, let's just give it to him.
You think he's gonna? Is he
finds
gonna
a
get caught by anyone?
They never
that's-
do,
They do never get caught.
which blows my mind. I would hate to be on Survivor and get caught.
Here's what I think happens. I think everyone else, including Shorty somehow, is going to the ocean to like bathe. And Beetlejuice is like, nah, I'll stay back. And he would have anyways.
Yeah.
So this is not out of character for him. And I think that's maybe when he takes his shot and digs up the idol and finds it. So now Beetlejuice has an idol.
Okay. And he has Seymour kind of watching over for him to let him know when anyone's coming back. He tells Seymour to like keep everyone in the water longer.
So let's go to our immunity challenge. This challenge sounds fun. I don't remember which season this is from. I went back to some of the old Survivor, like season 2, 3, 4, because those challenges are so much more interesting, I think, and they are easier to describe on a show where I cannot rely solely on visuals.
Yes.
Each tribe needs to pick a caller. So who do we think is going to be a good caller for each? Either Richie or Jennifer.
Yeah. She's got that like low husky voice.
Maybe, okay, so Rich will be the caller. I think
will call.
he can project.
Okay. Alice is loud, but I'm assuming there's also an element of communication involved.
I think she was going to get flustered,
Yeah, so maybe... Oh, man. We got a lot of quiet, brooding people over here.
Yeah.
The funny answer is Thomas Wake.
I think, honestly, I was going to say maybe they just picked Thomas because they assume, he's going
to be using old-timey sea jargon.
But they don't, maybe
yeah.
they don't realize. Okay, so they picked Thomas. Okay, so what we're doing is it's a...
His whole thing is directions.
Yeah.
He's yelling and...
So basically, each of the remaining tribe members are moving like coconuts that are in like a little basket through a maze with like a pulley system.
Oh.
And the caller is telling the tribe members how to move it. Like they can't fully see what's going on. That's the caller is telling them like, okay, now like up a little bit and to the right, and like they're maneuvering something. It's like,
I'm imagining a Connect 4 kind of grid. Is that what it's like?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The first tribe to get 3 coconuts through the maze is going to win.
Oh, okay. So it'll be finesse from the people controlling the
like
pulleys.
fine motor skills and a bit like listening and not getting confused by directions or getting flustered by directions yelled at them. And then also the caller, there's a like is Thomas gonna use like, why can't I think, like nautical directions, like
Yeah, seaward.
yeah,
like what?
port, starboard.
Here's a thing. So both tribes have 7 people on it right now. We have a caller on each. I think if they each have to get 3 coconuts through, that means all 6 have to be pair up, and each pair has to get a coconut through.
Yeah.
So everyone has to do it. You can't just have 2 awesome people on the pulley system
Right.
and a caller.
Right.
So, all right. So if Thomas Wake is calling, I'm assuming the allies are kind of pair up. I think my pairs or Belial's pairs of Toxie and Eric are doing fine. Alice and Millie, Randy and Mike, they seem like they'd be able to mostly follow directions and do it. What do you got over there?
I think Jennifer's going to maybe team up with Marge for this one.
Okay.
And then I think Shorty's going to team up with Curtis. And it's going to be Beetlejuice and Seymour because they're kind of a pairing.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about Shorty and Curtis getting their coconut through.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't know if Shorty takes any of this seriously.
He is a clown.
Yeah.
Literally.
But maybe Curtis will just be like, all right, out of the fucking way. I'm basically just going to do this myself.
Yeah, I feel like Marge and Jennifer can handle it. I'm really thinking Shorty's going to cause them to lose.
Yeah. And Seymour's also dizzy. And he might just kind of forget, like, wait, this, and then he might get confused. And
yeah, he'll slow him down at least. He might take a little longer to focus.
And he's not going to have as much finesse to what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
So I think Pazuzu is going to tribal.
Okay.
Then.
Yeah.
So, but who's going home?
No one knows about Beetlejuice's idol except for Seymour.
Right. There's not an obvious weak.
I think Shorty is the most obvious. He
You
just
think they
fucked up the last challenge.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how much he's bringing to the table here. Do you think they
Yeah.
just get rid of Shorty at this point?
They might need to, yeah.
Because no one's really allied with Shorty.
No, he's been an agent of chaos by himself this whole time.
Yeah, he honestly probably should have been booted earlier.
Well, they had a car to get rid of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess they just get rid of Shorty and hope that the remaining 6 are going to be strengthened and lead the way to victory.
Yeah. All right. Episode 6, our next immunity challenge. It's another challenge with a collar, but they can't be the same collars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So no Richie
no
or Thomas
Richie.
Wake as callers. Maybe Alice will volunteer to do it.
Yeah.
And everyone else like kind of tries to politely dissuade her from doing it, but she's like, no, I got this. I have a podcast.
She needs it for her Survivor resume too.
Yeah,
she's got to do something at this point.
Yeah.
I think maybe Large Marge volunteers.
Okay.
To call.
Sure.
She can project.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she knows directions.
And she knows directions because she drives a truck.
Yeah.
So simple as. This is the floating sliding puzzle, which in past seasons of Survivor, I think makes everyone go a little bit crazy every time they do it because it seems so frustrating. And I don't think, at least in the seasons we've watched, there's like a time limit or anything. So they're just in the water for hours trying to do a slider puzzle.
Like with big, heavy...
Right. So what it is
things
you
up
have
like that.
one caller who can see the whole puzzle from up above. They're on a platform, and everyone else is in the ocean, basically underneath this like slider puzzle, like one of those shitty like plastic slidey things you get. And so they can't see what the image on the puzzle looks like. So they're relying totally on the caller to be able to solve a puzzle and communicate the directions that all the pieces need to go
Yeah,
in.
so the caller has to be able to do a slide puzzle,
Yeah.
which there is a good strategy and technique to it. I've learned it, just in case. And also be able to communicate everything to the... I think Alice is going to have a hard time communicating without getting flustered and crying.
Yeah.
But is Seymour going to pass out in the ocean?
I mean, the others can take up the weight. Yeah, he's definitely not doing well, especially moving these heavy things through the water. I mean, Curtis is struggling too. He's a little boy. But I think maybe Beetlejuice, Richie, and Jennifer can pick up the slack, whereas over here, Alice is like, I'm having a hard time
Yeah,
seeing
just might
her
be like, oh my god, like
communicating.
no, yeah, I think she might.
No, you got do it the right way. Not like that. Like do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I could see her getting very flustered.
And then if anyone in the water is like, can you please try to be more clear? It's like, oh my God.
Like, I literally am.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'll give that to
Okay.
Team Pazuzu.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, shit. We didn't accommodate for sit out.
No, they're even now.
They're not even.
They're not even? Oh, one of Belial
I mean,
had to sit out?
that's not going to. The caller.
No, Mike took a break to think about his kidnapped younger brother. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't got anything else to go off with the guy.
Yeah.
That's the movie. He's sad about his brother.
So I guess Belial's going to tribal because
Yes.
Alice is just not good at calling.
Yes.
All right. Who do we think is going home? And this is like, no one's got idols over here. There's
No.
nothing.
Well, Alice and Millie were exposed for trying to get rid of Toxie, so they are officially enemies. Once you find out that someone's written your name down, that's, in most cases, you're never working together again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, especially if you are someone with the black and white morality viewpoint of Toxie.
Yeah, he can't understand that kind of gameplay where
No.
it would maybe be like, no, it's just for the game. And he's Toxie's gonna be, again, like such an old school, maybe like emotional survivor player where it's genuinely like, let's vote out who doesn't deserve to be here, kind of like who most deserves to continue and win the money.
Based on their character.
Right.
And fortitude.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I guess, yeah, we've just been kind of sticking Eric with Toxie this whole time, but they just both have such similar worldviews that's hard to tease them apart.
Yeah.
So obviously these two are going to vote for one of them, and they're going to vote for one of them. Maybe Toxie and Eric will try to argue for Alice because she just lost them the challenge.
I think Thomas does not have any respect for Alice, especially after that challenge.
That's true. Yeah, he was the caller in the previous one, so
Yeah.
he'll vote along with them.
Yeah.
So can Alice and possessed Millie convince Randy and Mike Schmidt to vote for one of these three? Either Toxie, Eric, or Thomas Wake. Is there any bad blood between them that they can exploit? Can they try to seduce these young troubled men?
Is Thomas starting to wear on everyone? Is he bossing everyone around?
He's bossy and farty.
Yeah.
So we're day whatever in, that's got to be wearing thin.
Yeah.
And they also might be thinking ahead to Ponderosa. They know that Merge is coming up, and that whoever makes it to Merge will thereafter be hanging out at Ponderosa, which is the place where after Merge, the contestants who get voted out go and wait for their jury votes at the end. So after Merge, once you're voted out, you're just hanging out together at not the steakhouse. It is a place called Ponderosa, and they might be thinking, we don't want Thomas Wake there.
Thomas in Ponderosa.
We kind of want to send him home instead of like stuck with him for another couple of weeks.
And I think something about Thomas too that I think is really going to start pissing people off is he is very much like I did this thing for you and you must thank me for it and acknowledge me and be so, like, you know, the lobster that he has a whole fucking monologue about. I think that's going to start really pissing people off. He was the caller in the challenge and he won that challenge for them, and maybe he doesn't feel sufficiently appreciated and he's just monologuing at everyone.
Yeah. Hark!
Yeah, and everyone's like, dude, we don't know what you're even fucking saying. Talk like a normal person.
Okay. Do you think with that, Alice and Millie can convince Randy and Mike to vote for Thomas Wake instead?
I think maybe.
Okay.
Because I think also maybe Thomas is not going to be like Toxie and Eric, where they kind of are protective of especially Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is going to be like,
He'll probably be teasing Randy.
yeah, he's probably going to be a fucking asshole to Randy at a certain point.
Yeah, he pokes and prods.
Like
at
he's
Robert
not
Pattinson.
a real man.
Yeah,
you know?
like, oh, look at those soft hands.
Yeah, right. You've never worked a day in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what do you owe a security guard for a Chuck E. Cheese? Oh.
Yeah, well, I know what Chuck E. Cheese is. Yeah.
All right. And if
I think finally everyone's done.
Alice gets 3 votes, but Thomas Wake gets 4 and is eliminated.
Yep.
Sorry, Thomas.
You know what's funny is this whole time, because I kind of imagine all this happening in my head, and I'm realizing this whole time I have been imagining Thomas Wake
In black and white.
which
Yeah,
he
right?
wouldn't be.
No, but I too.
he's like, it's like Pleasantville or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just filtered in
It
black
doesn't
and
exist
white.
in color.
Yeah. The behind the scenes photos of that movie seem so weird. Like, I don't like look. It's like the behind the scenes pictures of Night of the Living Dead. I hate looking
Yeah,
at them
it's so
and seeing
weird.
it in color. It's bizarre. Hey, want to talk to you about our first sponsor this week, Uncommon Goods. I started my Christmas shopping already and it's going pretty good, but I have a few stragglers that are just kind of hard to shop for. Cousins, other extended family, random friend I drew in a Secret Santa that I kind of know but not super well. If you're also experiencing gift buying inspiration block, Uncommon Goods is here to make your holiday shopping stress-free. They search the globe high and low for the most remarkable and truly unique gifts that'll make everyone on your list happy. Want something horror related, even if it's just for yourself? They just added the book Horror Unmasked, A History of Terror from Nosferatu to Nope by Brad Weissman. This book is a really comprehensive look at the genre and even goes all the way up to Megan, which was just earlier this year. Not many horror books out there that are this up to date. I'm definitely gonna check this one out. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. These fine products are often made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $2.5 million to date. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/deadmeat. That's uncommongoods.com/deadmeat for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Our next sponsor this week is Nuts.com. Cashews, almonds, pistachios, dried mango, crystallized ginger, jelly beans, root beer barrels. You'll find all that and more at Nuts.com. Nuts.com is your one-stop shop for freshly roasted nuts, dried fruit, sweets, pantry staples like specialty flours, and more. Their wide selection means something for everyone. And at Nuts.com, quality is top priority. They roast their nuts and pop their corn the same day it ships, so they reach you deliciously fresh. Satisfaction is guaranteed. I was just perusing the chocolates and sweets section of their website, and ladies and gentlemen, they have spice drops. I love spice drops. It can be so hard to find them instead of regular fruit-flavored gumdrops, but these babies are clove, cinnamon, anise, spearmint, sassafras, and wintergreen flavor. All of the old person flavors that I love. Very handy gingerbread house decorations too. Right now, Nuts.com is offering new customers a free gift with purchase and free shipping on orders of $29 or more at Nuts.com/deadmeat. So go check out all of the delicious options at Nuts.com/deadmeat. You'll receive a free gift and free shipping when you spend $29 or more. That's Nuts.com/deadmeat. All right, episode 7. Rolling the dice.
Oh, a random event?
Random event. Gotta get.
So we're down to 6 and 6 on these tribes.
Richie found a steal a vote.
Ooh. So that means that at a tribe, at a tribal council, he can deploy this to steal another person's vote and give himself a second vote.
Correct. It's valid till merge.
Oh.
So. Okay. We need to pick 4 members from each tribe for this immunity challenge.
They don't know what it is?
I'm going to say they don't know what this is, but 4 of them have to play.
Okay.
And the rest will be
Jeff is
out.
Smiling as he's explaining this.
Yes.
It's like, you don't know what it is that you're volunteering for.
Who do you have sit out? Do you have people who aren't physically strong sit out? You don't know if it's going to be a physical challenge. So what are we doing?
Want a mixture. So over here on Team Belial, we have 3 pairs of allies, which is interesting. I feel like each of them are going to want some skin in the game. So it's not just going to be like 2 pairs of them. So with that being said, I feel like Toxie is probably the strongest. He'll volunteer. Millie will be chosen. And I guess Mike Schmidt from Five Nights at Freddy's. And
he's been a really dynamic, interesting character so far. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then, I mean, I think Eric is going to want to get in there because these 2 are kind of on the outs now, Toxie and Eric.
Yeah, he's going to want to, prove his worth.
So I think Alice is more than fine sitting out, and
then
so is Randy.
I am going to have you pick the 4 because I know what's about to happen, so I don't want to influence it.
Seymour's out. He's feeling woozy.
Right.
Curtis is a boy, so it's the other 4.
It's the other 4. Okay, sounds good. So what we're going to do like split the 4 in half.
Okay.
Because we're going to have 2v2. So like within these groups of 4, we need to make those 2 groups of 2 because they're like 2 different teams.
Toxie and Eric are going to pair up. So possess Millie and Mike Schmidt.
Okay.
And then
I'm going to say Richie and Beetlejuice. And I think Jennifer and Large Marge are going to stick together because that worked well for there was a challenge where I had them paired together. And
oh, yeah, the pulley system thing.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they vibe a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 2v2. And it's 4 castaways, so 2 from each tribe. They're going to battle for control over a ball. Once one contestant on either side has acquired the ball, the other 2 members of the opposing tribe are going to try and stop that person from shooting it into a net to score a point. It's basically like 2v2 basketball in the water, but like you're allowed to
with physical contact.
Yes.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, they
tackle.
don't do this anymore.
And we're gonna do best 2 out of 3.
Okay. All right. I guess Richie and Beetlejuice are up against Toxie and Eric.
Okay.
I don't know Beetlejuice's physical strengths.
I don't either. Is he I just know he's undead.
Can he like change his body parts into stuff sometimes?
Yeah.
Like worms and stuff?
That does. Jeff wouldn't respect it.
No.
We're getting into that area of this
yeah.
now where we have to think, but Beetlejuice, does he care what Jeff Probst
absolutely
thinks?
not,
No.
Toxie is obviously the strongest, and he's going to be able to body them kind of single-handedly maybe.
Yeah, like even if like one of them gets control over the ball, Richie balls. We determined
Richie's
that.
balling.
But I don't think, especially considering he's a ghost face, he's very tackleable. You can knock him over.
You can
and
push
throw him
those guys around.
He's
no
not like a
problem.
brick wall.
Yeah.
And he's clumsy.
He's sliding all over those wood floors.
So I think in that case, that's 1 point Belial
Okay.
tribe.
Yeah.
And so now the next
Eric can
two
hoop.
are going to be Large Marge and Jennifer versus
Millie and Mike Schmidt.
Millie and Mike. Ooh.
Um,
Jennifer is scary.
She's a cheerleader. She can levitate.
Yeah, again, does Jeff respect it?
No, but she doesn't care. He's a boy.
That's true.
And Large Marge can probably kind of hold these two littler.
Large Marge is built like a
because
tank.
Millie
she's a big husky lady.
Millie is a high school girl, and Mike is. I mean, Josh Hutcherson. He may or may not ball in real life, but he is on the smaller side of men, and I think Marge can hold him back.
Okay.
While Jennifer.
So I think it's now 1-1.
Okay.
So we need like a tiebreaker. Let's have it where it's the winning pair from each side go against each other.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So
So
Large
this is
Marge
the
and Jennifer
tiebreaker.
against Toxie and Eric Draven.
Right.
Wow, what happens when Large Marge and Toxie run into each other?
Sparks fly.
Yeah, right?
You think Eric's going to be into Jennifer?
Right? Is this the moment where they first lock eyes? No, but here's the thing is Eric only loves his lost
fiancé.
love. I can't see him being the type to move on to anyone.
That's true. He literally becomes a vigilante to avenge her death.
Yeah, I don't think he's got eyes for anyone else.
Okay. They're both kind of undead. They've both kind of
Yeah.
died.
I mean, they're all like kind of supernatural.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. Do we think Large Marge, because she does that thing where she she's like a walking jump scare. Do we think that she does that?
She deploys it
and
here?
they drop the ball and they're able to very quickly grab it and score.
Let's say that happens. Yeah.
I kind of like it. Okay.
Because we haven't utilized that yet, but we have to. It's
her core ability.
her signature move. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it.
That's immunity?
That's immunity.
Oh, wow. So Belial's going back to tribal council.
tribal.
And they have 3 pairs just straight up. And 2 of them are warring. Oh, I think once again it comes down to, well, oh man. Does it just come down to Mike and Randy again to make the choice?
Do you think Millie is now going to start to see this partnership with Alice as a big liability?
She might, but at this point in the game, I don't think it's wise to cut your number one ally and try to make a move against them, because then you lose a number and then you're on the bottom of everyone else.
That's true. Yeah, you're the third wheel in whatever pairing you decide to kind of weasel your way into.
So these bonds are so strong, you're going to want to maintain that, especially moving into Merge, which has to be coming soon. So, man, but can they pitch to Mike and Randy that they're about to go to Merge and Toxie could be a challenge beast that runs through all the challenges single-handedly when it's individual immunity up for grabs?
Yeah, maybe they especially take Randy aside and they're like, you don't want to be a doormat. And once we get to Merge, you're just going to be outshone by physical challenge beasts, and that's not fair.
Yeah. I think Eric and Toxie would try to convince Mike and Randy that Alice just needs to go because or either of them, because they're just evil harlots.
Yeah.
But they're both pretty hot, and I feel like Randy is a 21-year-old boy who might want to keep them around.
Yeah. Mike is also a single man.
He's too damaged from his younger brother being kidnapped when he was young.
Yeah.
In what property, James?
That's in Five Nights at Freddy's.
So, okay, what are you thinking then?
I think in a major upset, I think Toxie gets voted out by the four of them, while Toxie and Eric try to vote for Alice again. Because if they're super old school players, they might just be locked in on Alice and really be like, no, it has to be her, right, guys?
Mm-hmm. Is this when Randy's starting to maybe go, oh no, you know what? I'm not gonna be told what to do this whole time by these guys. I'm gonna change it up.
That might come against them, the ladies, during Merge.
Yeah,
because he can see how they're kind of
right
telling him what to do. But
okay,
Toxic Avenger gone.
Yeah.
Someone called Lloyd. Would Lloyd Kaufman have been at the loved one's visit? No, it'd be Sarah.
Yeah, it'd be, girlfriend. I was thinking about, I did want to do spoilers. There's not a loved one's visit this season.
Okay.
I tried to do one, and I realized so many of these characters don't have. They're like total lone wolves. Like, who is Large Marge's loved one?
The truck.
It would have to be Pee-wee.
Yeah, I guess. Like Harry from Christmas Evil. Mm-hmm. That guy's such a loner.
He has his brother who's
Yeah.
Oh
god, fucking yeah, I can't.
He's the guy from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But who's old in that?
It wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. So anyway, okay, episode 8. We're going right into the immunity challenge. Each tribe must traverse an obstacle course, which includes like a dilapidated bridge and other fun things. This is an older challenge because it sounds like there's actual like art direction being done here and not just like colored Tough Mudder obstacles. They then also must pull a raft across a river, while all the while they are carrying this raft with a torch that is lit on it through the obstacle course. So it's like over and around these obstacles and then across this river. If at any time during the race one of their flames is extinguished, that tribe automatically loses.
Ooh.
The first tribe to climb to the top of a 30-foot tower and ignite the torch at the top with the torch that they brought on their little raft wins.
Okay. One of Team Pazuzu is going to have to sit out.
Yes.
To make this an even 5-on-5.
Seymour already has sat. Well, that's hard because the last challenge was like the teams of 4. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that counts.
I think it resets.
Sitting out. So maybe Seymour?
Okay, yeah. Feeling woozy.
Seymour's going to sit out then.
Belial's lost a lot of its strength. So they don't really have that advantage quite as strongly anymore. Richie's careful, and so is Curtis.
But he is also a ghost face, so he's really clumsy.
Yeah, that knocks like 5 points off your dexterity.
I don't know. Here's the thing, though, is because I think this kind of obstacle course, it's not even just the physical strength, but they have to work together. And I feel like the tribe chemistry of Belial is really weird and toxic right now.
There's a lot there. You know what, though? I think it's kind of only Eric on the outs because the other 4 have been working together. And then you mentioned this dilapidated bridge they have to cross. I feel like that being light would help. And all the remaining people on Team Belial are pretty svelte.
That's true. We
And
don't.
you have Large Marge over
Large
there.
Marge is going to be barreling
Large
through
is
here.
in her name.
Beetlejuice is probably not super finesse.
You got Beetlejuice and Richie, who are probably both clumsy.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna give it to Belial.
Okay.
They work together. Eric, especially, he's not pleased about his current situation, but he knows that if they go to tribal, he's gone. So he's gonna be motivated.
Okay.
To really get them the win.
Who's going home on Pazuzu?
Now here we have some idols and advantages that can come into play, and they have to know that both those things expire at merge, which has to be on the horizon. Mm-hmm. It's got to be. We've been saying it 3 episodes, so
The steel vote expires at merge. I do not have the idol.
you did say it expired. It would be good until merge.
The idol?
Yes, you said that.
Oh, I
in
did?
The clue. Yep.
Oh, okay. Good job. Past me. I wrote that down and factored in idol conditions. Okay.
So Jennifer's close with Marge. She has established a relationship with Richie. Marge and Beetlejuice have kind of gotten along, at least they did before. It's kind of Curtis and Seymour. Like, Beetlejuice is like, he took Seymour under his wing, but I feel like he'd very gladly cut him.
But does he see Seymour as someone where, is he kind of a goat?
Oh, maybe.
Because he knows merge is coming up, and like Seymour is someone that won't vote to kick out Beetlejuice, and also would never win.
Yeah. Is it just time to get rid of the kid?
I think it might be time to get rid of Curtis,
I don't
because
even know.
no one's gonna argue to keep him around.
Yeah, no one's,
everyone
like,
else
tight with
has
him.
someone that is gonna fight for them.
Mm-hmm. Now, if it's this easy, oh, here we go, though, hon.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
So everyone's like, it's the kid. We thought he was an innocent little kid, but I saw him using his fucking glasses to light bugs on fire, and he just seems like something's off about him. So we all agree, right? We'll just get rid of Curtis. We'll make it to the merge. Beetlejuice knows this is happening, and Beetlejuice has an idol.
Right.
And Beetlejuice is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What if Beetlejuice played his idol on Curtis and then voted for whoever he wanted to get out?
Ooh. Well, who does he want to get out?
At
Maybe
this
Richie?
point, he would probably want to get someone strong out. So either Richie or Jennifer, I think, are the real heavyweights over there.
He's not going to get out Jennifer because she's hot.
Oh, she is hot. And he's a fucking...
Yeah. Hey,
he's-
babe.
Okay. So I...
Oh, shit. Does Richie... So he's not going to have any idea, though. So is Richie just not even going to realize I need to use my steal a vote?
He might
like,
not.
that's just not even...
Yeah.
Is he just going to go home with that in his pocket, do you think?
I mean, Richie is an evil man. He is a ghost face. Does he just think that because the vote's so secure, to add insult to injury, he's just going to steal Curtis's vote and then also vote for Curtis? So just as a like, I got to use it or lose it, I'll just, like, when Jeff's like, does anyone have any advantages or idols they'd like to play? Richie's like, Jeff, think I know how this is going, but just to make sure, Curtis, you little dweeb, I'm going to steal your vote. This is a steal vote. I'm going to play it on Curtis.
I do like that.
And I'm going to use Curtis's vote against him. And then Jeff's like, okay. And then Beetlejuice is like, hey, Jeff. Really respect what Richie's doing there. Love making kids cry.
Where
but
has this voice been the whole episode? What the fuck? Where's that been hiding this whole time?
I don't know the character well enough to, like, talk in his voice.
Oh my God. Okay, well now I am glad we've discovered that you have this secret talent.
And so he's like, yeah, that was a great move from Richie, but got a little move of my own. Gonna play this idol for that little kid over there who's currently crying. Hey, buck up, kid. You're not dead yet. He plays it on Curtis, and he votes for Richie.
Fucking amazing.
So Curtis does not count. Curtis does not count. The next person who is going home, Richie.
Yep. The whatever, I don't know the number. He always says like the 18th person or whatever.
The 18th person going home, our winner.
Surprise! I win. Jeff Frost. I'm taking
Jeff
this
does not
money.
count. Jeff does not count. All right.
Has anyone ever in the history of Survivor like troll voted for Jeff?
No, I'm just thinking of dropouts.
Yeah. But like, it honestly is kind of funny to me that that's never happened, especially in the earlier seasons. Where people weren't like, you had one guy who's voting in alphabetical order. Anyway.
Classic. Big move from Beetlejuice.
Big moves by Beetlejuice. Holy shit. I'm shocked Beetlejuice is still here. I feel like in another season, he would be the one that just kind of annoys everybody and they vote him out early.
He's
but
just too gross.
The circumstances here. Wow. Okay. Episode 9. We're merging.
Oh, drop your buffs.
Drop your buffs.
Pick up
We're
your new
merging
buffs.
here. I'm going to give you all of the characters to keep over there so that they're all in one spot.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, this season, there's no merge feast because Jeff wants to make Survivor more intense this season due to people being mean to him on Twitter. So that's an interesting development here.
So they do not get replenished.
Nope. Everyone's merged, but kind of miserable.
Okay. So, yes, if you're, I don't know why you're still listening to this, if you haven't listened to any of the other ones and have no idea what Survivor is, but at this point, once they're down to a certain number of contestants, in this case 10, the 2 tribes merge. They are now all one new tribe named
Kagutaba.
Kagutaba from
Noroi the Curse.
Yes.
I told you it was all demon themed this episode.
Kagutaba tribe, and they will now be competing for individual immunity and or rewards.
I just felt so much energy come back to my own person now that they're merged because it's just different now.
It is.
It's exciting. It's
The
going to go a lot
post-merge game
faster.
is a lot different. And now, because like they had talked about earlier, now one person will be trying to win immunity, not for their team, but for themselves.
Right.
Which
It's
is why
free for
Toxie
all.
got eliminated.
All right.
Now, are you going to be mean and make any of these people miss jury, or now that they've made merge, are they all going to be on jury?
I'm not going to do that bullshit ass move that they did this season where the people who made merge, there was still one person.
Sifu.
It was Sifu who made merge but didn't make the jury. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. I think that's so fucking mean,
That
Jeff.
happens in older seasons too, though. Yeah.
Every once in a while, Survivor will do like the meanest shit ever out of nowhere. Like that one, was it Cook Islands where they were like, surprise, we all just got here and you have to immediately boot 2 people.
Yeah, two of you.
You don't even know each other's names, but you have to get rid of 2 people.
So 2 of you go home, even though you've just put your life on pause to come out here.
Yeah,
That was fucked
we
up.
flew you out to Fiji or wherever. It wasn't Fiji, Cook Islands, not Fiji. Now it's in Fiji every season. First individual immunity challenge. Each person is going to be standing inside a circle and they're throwing a boomerang, aiming for targets that are surrounding the circle. The first player to hit 3 targets wins. So who might be the best at throwing a boomerang specifically?
Boomerang. Good thing McTaylor's not here.
Can you tell I took this challenge from season 2 Survivor
Outback. I don't think it's Alice.
Yeah, dude, good thing Mick Taylor isn't competing. He would just clear this challenge so fast.
I don't think it's Alice or Randy. Mike's too brooding for that. Seymour is definitely not doing it. Curtis is a boy. We got Jennifer.
Jennifer, maybe. Large Marge,
Marge,
maybe. Beetlejuice, maybe.
Millie, and Eric Draven.
We have not incorporated the Raven at all.
That or just Eric, I feel like can throw shit.
I could see him being he's almost like a ninja or something.
Yeah, he's kind of ninja-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could throw stuff.
I think I think Eric.
Got the finesse.
And he's extra motivated. He's made it to merge. Now he can try. Oh, you know what? Actually, they should talk.
Yes, let's slow our roll a little bit.
Yeah.
Before this immunity challenge,
Eric wins
everyone's
immunity.
going to talk. People who, from opposing tribes are going to meet, talk. Maybe we've got some new alliances forming.
So Jennifer and Alice and Millie are going to see each other, but I don't know if they're going to like each other. Is this a case of mean girls from different schools not getting along? Because they're like, are Alice and Jennifer?
I think Alice is going to see Jennifer and be like, that is a bitch I want to be friends with.
Yeah.
She's hot. She has great taste in fashion. Like, she's just cool. Like, I think...
She'd make a great podcast guest.
Yes.
Okay.
Millie and Jennifer, I think, are going to clash because Jennifer, I think, also likes to make friends with girls she can kind of push around a little bit. She's a Regina George.
And is Jennifer going to kind of sense that Millie is not actually a teenage girl, that she is a male? Because Jennifer is a little supernatural and also doesn't like boys. Is that just gonna? Is she gonna sense?
She gonna be like, "Desmond's fun."
That's Norman Bates, 98. Is Seymour gonna wind up with the kind of sad sacks?
I think he
Team
might.
sad sack?
Yeah.
Okay.
And be like, "Here's my new dad, Beetlejuice."
Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna.
I don't
like
know if they're gonna like
but-
Beetlejuice, but Seymour might try and sell him as like a no, he's cool. He's really had my back.
Yeah.
But kind of like Mr. Mushnick. Everyone's like, no, this guy's just kind of a dick. Like, I get that he lets you sleep on the floor in the back of the shop, but when you think about it, that's kind of fucked up.
Curtis knows that he almost got voted out and would be if not for Beetlejuice's awesome move. So he probably feels the need to like really get in there with someone. What's this little bastard gonna do?
Do you think he's going to try and get in with Millie and Alice?
Or what about Mike? Because he'll remind him of the little brother that he lost when he was...
Oh no, Mike! Do we finally find a way to incorporate the one thing we know about you?
I mean, no, we've already incorporated by saying Randy reminds
true.
him of his little brother grown up had he not been abducted in Five Nights at Freddy's. But Curtis can be like, he already looks like the little kid, just a little bit older.
He might. Oh, okay.
Mike
Mike's
is-
one weakness.
Yeah,
little boy.
he's
Do we think Curtis is back to maybe he's like, okay, these people don't know I'm a fucking psycho, so I'm gonna play nice
Yes.
and maybe see if I can
Ride that a
keep it
little while.
together
Yeah.
for a little bit. Okay.
Okay. Oh wait, yeah. Eric now has a
Eric.
chance. Eric has a chance to not be totally by himself. Oh yeah. Do we think that Jennifer's gonna dig his vibe? I feel like they would, even if it's not a sexual
I think
thing.
Jennifer might be into him, but he's not gonna be into her because again, he's a wife guy.
Yeah.
And
Even into death.
do we think Eric might kind of fuck with Large Marge? Do we think that Eric might be like, this lady's cool? She's like a salt of the earth type of lady.
She's a good, honest worker.
Yeah, and I resonate with that as a person who is definitely from Detroit and not Gotham City.
Yeah, right. She's a truck driver. He's from Detroit. So they got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have some idea of how this is working out.
Large Marge loves diners, and Eric is like, when we're done on Survivor, we're going to Coney Island together.
Yeah. And I got a place to show you.
It's open 24 hours.
You can get hot dogs and Greek food. They'll light that cheese on fire. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So back to the immunity challenge. Do we think Eric is just slinging boomerangs?
Yeah, I think
and he's
Eric takes
killing it. Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to tribal then.
Eric is telling Jennifer and Large Marge, he's like, listen, I just came from this tribe. Millie and Alice are super tight, as are Mike and Randy. I'm immune. Let's take advantage of that and maybe break up one of those alliances. Okay? Jennifer's like, well, Alice is like super obsessed with me and we can like use her to vote and she can get Millie since they're alive. And yes, that little kid is fucking weird.
Yeah. Do not fall for his tricks. Do not feel bad for him.
Meanwhile, Mike and his boys, the damaged boys, oh my God, this just sad little lineup.
Yeah, with their ringleader of now Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he's like, all right, everyone listen up.
Do you think he's teaching them all how to be cool?
He's teaching them how to spit like in Titanic.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the extent of how cool Beetlejuice is. It's like, if you can spit, your girl checks me into it. Do you think Sad Sacks and Beetlejuice can team? It's like 5-5 the way I'm seeing it break
is,
down.
yeah.
Right now. If everyone sees that going in, that it's going to be 5 versus 5, because if there's a tie vote, it goes to Rocks. Or wait, no, if there's a tie vote, they have to vote again.
Yeah. If that's a tie, they go to Rocks.
Yeah, where Rocks is everyone besides the people who got votes draw Rocks, and one person just randomly goes home from it, which nobody wants to do.
Right.
No one
So
wants
there's
to leave that up
incentive to
chance.
change your vote the second time, so it's not a tie again, because then
Yeah.
that makes you vulnerable.
Well, let's have that happen. Let's have that.
Ooh, I mean, we haven't had that happen.
Okay, so they go to tribal. It is time to vote. And after Jeff reads the votes, he says we have a tie. 5 votes
For Curtis.
for Curtis and 5 votes for... Who did the sad sacks decide to go up against? Do you think Mike and Randy told the others about Millie and Alice being super tight?
Yeah, maybe they just want to break up that duo.
Yeah, and they figure Millie's the stronger
Millie's
one.
more of a threat.
Yeah, so 5 votes Millie, 5 votes Curtis.
Okay.
Now they have to re-vote, and you can only vote for Millie or Curtis.
Right.
Does anyone change their vote? Can Beetlejuice keep his boys in line? I think maybe Large Marge is worried about going to rocks. She's a practical person.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to leave it up to chance. So she might switch her vote to Millie.
Interesting. I mean, she
'Cause
doesn't have
she
any.
has no ties
she
to her.
has
She's
no.
like, I don't know who this. I
Yeah.
don't know who this
And then
little-
maybe she's like, maybe that'll put me in good with the weird sad boy alliance.
Yeah.
And I can maybe even just play it off as like, look, I was making sure we didn't go to rocks. It's nothing personal. I didn't want to break up
And
the
her
girls, but
her closest ally is Jennifer.
yeah.
And Jennifer, even though wants to use Alice as a vote, doesn't like Millie, we said. They kind
Right.
of butt heads.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can do this without pissing off Jennifer.
Does Jennifer change her
She
vote?
might change her vote too, yeah.
Okay.
Millie.
So Millie?
Yep.
All right.
Damn, first member of the jury.
Millie.
Possessed Millie, who is actually
Who just
a
is-
middle-aged male
is
serial
Vince
killer.
Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Is that revealed on her way out?
No, because she's still trying to evade the authorities.
Yeah. I have some conditions here that I'm very excited have been fulfilled.
Okay.
And we can do this.
Okay.
Seymour
Yeah.
can't go on feeding Audrey 2 himself anymore because Audrey 2 has gotten bigger. He now has to choose someone to feed to Audrey 2 to keep Audrey 2 alive.
Is this the thing where whoever he chooses is automatically fed, or is there does that person have a saving throw of sorts to where if they're like strong or smart enough, he will unsuccessfully try to?
I did have it as just he feeds them to the plant, but I like that idea of a saving throw.
So you can't just pick like the biggest, strongest opponent because they could probably just push Seymour down and run away.
So who do we... Okay, I was going to have it with just a random roll, like a random person he picks. But now just kind of looking at this weird collection of people here, I almost just want to think, who would he maybe pick?
It's got to be someone who he can convince to get close enough there, right?
It's got to be someone he can like lure to where the plant is. And also, because it's Seymour, it has to be someone where he can justify it to himself. I mean, it's fucking Curtis,
It's
dude.
the boy.
It's the boy.
It's probably the boy because he was on the original tribe that saw him be a little psycho. We haven't really defined why they found out other than the whole lighting bugs on fire thing, but
Yeah,
they know
They
something's
just,
up.
you know, sometimes the kids just got bad vibes, you
Yeah.
know? Sometimes
he was, you know what? He was they caught him spying on Jennifer when she was changing. Like they do
Ooh,
through the
yes,
hole
yes,
in the
yes,
closet.
yes.
They're watching
Okay,
Julie Brown
yes.
dance around naked.
they caught him being a little pervert.
yeah.
Okay.
And they're like,
Okay.
So Seymour says that's not respecting ladies. I know we're sad boys, but I gotta feed
Yes.
this kid.
Yeah.
Curtis-
It's interesting that the motivation here is also he disrespected a woman because that is why he kills the dentist, is the
Oh,
dentist
yeah.
is an abusive boyfriend.
Well, then there you go. And so Curtis does not go to jury. He goes into
He's
that.
dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
We killed the boy.
Do we give him a saving throw though?
No, he's a boy.
Oh,
think-
okay.
I think
We think he just is able to. Okay, yeah. That's it. R.I.P. Curtis. There's no tribal this episode because someone got
Because Curtis was
dead.
reported missing.
Yes.
Jeff's like, bad news, that kid who we brought out here,
He's somewhere in Fiji. And
and we can't
don't
find
know.
him. Good news is, you guys don't get to go to tribal, so head back to camp. Get a good night's rest. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh boy. Episode 11. More random shit happening.
Was that last thing like if Seymour is still in the game at this point, he
Yeah.
feeds someone there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to
It's like Jeff Goldblum becoming the Fly.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I wrote that in there, and then I realized, oh wait, there's a possibility Seymour gets voted out. So I had it as like an optional. I had an immunity challenge here that we just don't need to do.
Okay, save it for next time.
Yeah, I'm glad Seymour was able to stick around in a way that made sense, because I want this game to have integrity, and I don't want to push it so that things that I wrote that I think are fun can happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was the case. So that was exciting. Okay. Mike
From Five Nights at Freddy's?
from Five Nights at Freddy's found an immunity idol.
Oh!
So here you go. Here's the little idol thing. Put that on there.
Nice.
Yes.
He tells his boys.
All right. Oh, so he's open about it. He's going to tell them.
Beetlejuice is going to find out. He's like, hey, what you guys talking over here? What do we got? What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's the latest? Tell me what's up. Come on.
This is so good. You should be Beetlejuice for Halloween next year. Okay, going into the immunity challenge. Each castaway is going to balance on a floating platform at sea for as long as possible. The floating platform is a pyramid with narrow footholds on either side of the structure. The castaways are going to move their feet upwards at regular intervals, increasing the difficulty because it's going to be harder to keep your balance while you float in the water.
Okay.
It's the Bermuda Triangle. That's what they call the challenge.
Okay.
But they do this pretty often. And it's just last person standing, so it's balanced.
Sorry, you said they're standing on a pyramid?
It's okay, so it's a floating platform that has like a pyramid shaped, like it's like a peak made of wood.
Okay.
And each side of that little triangle has like
It's not like a point at the top, right? They can like fall and impale themselves upon this point.
I mean, I guess they could, but in real life Survivor, that has never ever happened.
I just imagine someone slipping and then like get a fucking point up
Well,
their
I think
ass.
if you slip, because the thing like kind of tips, like you're not just gonna fall and
All right.
land on it nuts first or whatever. You're gonna fall off into the water.
Okay. Seymour's out. He's woozy. Mm-hmm. From all that blood he's been given.
Although I think at this point he's feeling a lot better because
Oh, the plant's gonna be
the plant's gonna be good
satiated
now.
for a little
Yeah,
bit.
so
Okay.
he doesn't have to.
Okay. Randy's got little feet.
Do you think Randy might win immunity?
I don't know. Eric, I feel, is also a good contender.
But I mean, then there's Jennifer,
Who can kind of
who
hover.
can kind of levitate a little bit
Yeah.
and cheat, which I think she might just do.
Yeah. I mean, Marge is definitely out. I guess Jennifer wins it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's take them all to tribal. Who's going home?
Okay, Jennifer is safe. She has her number one ally, Alice, and she is good with Marge and Eric. We've come to a 4-on-4 again, and Beetlejuice is unhappy that little boy went missing because that would have given them the numbers. They would have had 5-on-4 there.
Is Seymour starting to behave in a way where someone could tell that he maybe is feeling guilty about something? Or because I think in the musical and movie that is the case,
Yeah.
he's not like, he's very tortured by these decisions he's having to make. He's
And it was
not
a child.
And it was a child. So I think he's probably acting really differently.
Okay.
And I think Beetlejuice especially is going to know something's up.
Tell it to me straight. What happened to that kid? If he's mad that Seymour fucked up their numbers advantage, do they just decide to get rid of Seymour, or does he see how short-sighted that would be?
Yeah, because then like, what's the long-term
the
plan
three of them
there?
get picked off.
That just feels like self-destructive.
So he might know what's up, but decide to still try to go after one of them.
I think this could be a point where Beetlejuice really starts to play social game, because he could be like, hey, Marge, remember I'm funny? And I think maybe also pull Alice just from being entertaining. And maybe he can try to weasel his way into that other group if they turn on Seymour.
I could see Alice being, because it's such like a Gen Z internet thing where I feel like, would Alice maybe be kind of into Beetlejuice?
Oh, 100%.
I don't know, because he's also gross and problematic.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
gross.
marries a child. And I'm
Well, there's
sure.
an age gap with her and Lee Pace. Maybe
Yeah,
she's into that.
She's into that.
Like, he's a gross little guy. I feel like
and a fascinating podcast
Chicks are into
guest.
that.
God, did they just get rid of Seymour?
It seems kind of nuts because I think he would be such a good goat, but maybe this is like an emotional vote and Beetlejuice just turns it all around on Seymour.
Well, why would these 4 want to get rid of a potential goat then?
Because Alice is the goat.
They think Alice is a goat? Do we know is it fire making at 4? Okay, so with that condition, as we are seeing in the current Survivor, the optimal alliance number is 4. If you can get a block of 4, you can get to the end and just like figure it out there.
Yeah.
So if these 4 want to be tight, I'm talking about Jennifer, Alice, Large Marge, and Eric. If those 4 want to be like tight, the game is kind of theirs. The others can try to figure something out. But so would they pick Seymour, or would they look over there and see fucking Beetlejuice as the strongest opponent and the ringleader of the sad boys?
Yeah, this vote is kind of the next 4 votes.
Do they just take out Beetlejuice?
I think that would be the smartest thing.
Because if the 4 of them vote for Beetlejuice, they tell Beetlejuice, yes, we'll all vote for Seymour.
And then they vote for Beetlejuice.
And they vote for Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Whereas the sad boys, Beetlejuice was like, yeah, we'll all vote for, not Alice, she's hot, so Eric, get rid of that other weird guy.
Yeah.
But it's Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Wow. I thought he was going to go further.
Me too. I genuinely thought for a while, like, oh, Beetlejuice might just win.
Second member of the jury since the little kid disappeared. Beetlejuice. The preview for this next episode is like Randy being like, the sad boys are real sad because we realize we're just going to get picked off one by one from the other 4. So we've got to do something.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the
maybe they're
preview.
going to turn it around.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully they don't just lie down and just let the rest of the season happen to them. Episode 12, we got reward challenge, and the winner is going to choose 2 people to come with them to the sanctuary where good things happen. And keeping up with our kind of demon theme, the reward at the sanctuary is going to be enchiladas made by Demon from Friday 5.
I want them damn enchiladas.
Yes, they get to have enchiladas. I was just going to make it a rotisserie chicken like they did this season, but I wanted to make it a bit more thematic.
Okay.
The reward challenge, they're doing the mud weight challenge. Players must use their bodies to carry as much mud as possible to a bucket. They can't use their hands or arms to hold mud, and each bucket is weighed to determine the winner. So in past versions of this, contestants have like put mud in their hair, or like they'll bend over and like pile mud on their back and walk it over to the bucket.
This isn't a good sad boy challenge.
It's not. Is it just gonna be Jennifer?
Marge has a lot of space to put mud.
Yeah, I was gonna say Marge has a lot of surface area.
Yeah.
And she's strong, and
she's probably not the fastest, but like, yeah, she can just pile it on.
Yeah. It's either her or Jennifer.
Well, Alice also has long hair. Like, all of them have long hair. Eric and Alice as well. Alice can
put mud in her cleavage.
Yeah.
Were you thinking that too?
Yeah. She can kind of pile it up there on her chest.
Maybe Alice does figure a way to pile up a ton of mud like on top of her boobs, and then she also has long hair, so she can like saturate her hair with mud. Maybe it's just Alice.
Alice gets a win?
Yeah.
Because of her boobs?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. And she gets to bring 2 people with her.
Oh, wow. I mean, she's taking Jennifer.
Yeah.
Her number 1 ride or die.
I mean, is she going to also just take Marge and it's like a little girly lunch? I
see Alice being judgmental of Large Marge, maybe, because she's not hot. All of Alice's friends are hot.
That's true. So maybe she does bring Eric. And it's just the hotties.
The hotties.
Lunch.
She's not going to take Josh Hutcherson?
He's cute. I mean, obviously, like he's an attractive guy, but he's not like cool hot.
Okay. So the hotties go.
Yeah.
To the sanctuary. Is someone gonna get the fucking bubble guts from these? Is someone gonna curse those damn enchiladas?
Jennifer gets horrible diarrhea from the enchiladas.
No, that's gonna ruin her whole mystique. Kind of hard to be the cool hot chick when you're blasting out brown water in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You have a diarrhea card.
Yeah, I have 3 of them just in case.
Oh God.
Only one of them got explosive diarrhea from the enchiladas, and
it was
it's Jennifer.
Check. Holy shit.
Someone's into it, but maybe not.
No, stop. All right. Are the sad boys, while this hot diarrhea sanctuary is happening, are the sad boys talking to Large Marge because she got left out because of her looks?
And they're like, hey, we know what that's like.
We are all sad and have tragic things in our past.
And so do you, because you died in a horrible wreck.
On a night just like this.
Right.
So I think that could cause some tension between Marge and Jennifer. I don't know how tight they are. Oh, also, I said earlier that Alice took Jennifer her ride or die from the beginning. I was thinking of Millie.
Oh, yeah.
But Alice is kind of obsessed with Jennifer.
Yeah, I think she saw her and was like, wow.
Is the diarrhea going to affect Alice's view of Jennifer?
I'm going to say no.
You know, Rachel Sennett characters tend to be more...
She's going to be... Because I think that kind of character is going to be like holding your hair back if you're barfing.
Yeah, or holding your hair up if you're diarrheaing.
And also it could be a thing where, you know, it can be hard to be like a hottie with a bunch of hot friends because you want to be the hottest hottie. And this is almost like a trump card a little bit. Like, you know, everyone knows or everyone is aware of you having diarrhea and it makes you a little bit less sexy. And I move up in the hotness power rankings a little bit.
It makes Marge less trusting of Alice.
Yes.
Okay.
Immunity challenge. And I have it that Jennifer is just gonna have diarrhea until the end of this episode. Like it is
You're gonna say the end of the game.
No, oh my god, that would be not another evac. But I think like we're doing this immunity challenge soon enough after the sanctuary to where like she's still having she's not feeling good. At best, she's extremely dehydrated.
Oh,
and
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each contestant is going to stand with their arms spread out to the side, their fingertips each pressing a plate that, if let go, will fall to the ground. They just did this challenge, and I was taking notes.
Yeah, it was so good. Good one.
The last contestant to keep both plates up wins. So it is just like, it's a stamina thing.
Yeah, it's an isometric hold for your shoulders. It's your fingers being able to hold up the... They shift their body a little bit to like bring one up if it slides down if they need to, which I thought was very impressive by, was that Kendra who's doing that?
Yeah, Kendra did good and Julie did good.
Jennifer's out.
Jennifer's out because...
Diarrhea.
Yep. Diarrhea. Mamma mia.
I don't think Seymour or Randy are doing too well here. Don't have the strength.
Yeah, no.
So that leaves Eric Draven, Alice, Large Marge, and... Mike from Five Nights at Freddy's.
I think Mike's gonna drop because he's got an idol, so I don't think he's gonna feel the urgency.
He's not as motivated?
Nah.
Okay. I don't think Marge is gonna be able to do it. Like that's like her natural position is arms forward on the steering wheel as opposed to
that's gonna be working a weird muscle group. Yeah.
So it comes down to Eric and Alice, both fed.
Yeah, I was gonna say they both have the advantage of having eaten
without the subsequent diarrhea. I guess Eric?
I think Eric is going to be able to mentally really focus, whereas Alice is maybe going to psych herself out.
Yeah, get a little anxious.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric wins immunity.
Now, who is going home or going to tribal?
So Eric and Jennifer and Alice have bonded from the sanctuary where good things happen, mostly. Sorry, Jennifer. They assume that Large Marge is going to vote with them because they were an alliance of 4, and they probably just want to pick off a sad boy.
Well, here's the question.
Yeah.
Would Mike, in an effort to sway Large Marge, I'm sorry about my voice.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Reveal his idol to Large Marge.
Oh, like when the others were at the sanctuary?
As a show of solidarity.
Yeah, so to be, okay, so yeah, when the others were at the sanctuary, Mike might have taken Large Marge aside and been like, hey, I know you're allies with them, but you could be with us. We could take them down. I have an idol, and we could use that. We could figure something out. But I feel like I've seen it a lot with older women on Survivor, they have this loyalty to their alliances. We're seeing it right now with Julie.
Yeah.
Who says she's going to take D to the end, even though that is a great way to
terrible
lose.
idea. Yeah.
So I feel like Large Marge would be like, oh, thank you for this. And then kind of take it back to Jennifer.
And snitch.
Oh,
Oh, man. Yeah, I can see it.
And yeah, knowing that Mike has an idol. Oh, do they try to flush it out? Oh, wait, is this idol still good? Oh, yeah, he found it after
It's
merch,
good. Yeah.
What if they say, hey, sad boys, we're going to vote for Mike because we're just going to get rid of all of you sad boys, but Mike's the least sad, and so we're going to get rid of him as the biggest threat. And they make that known, and then they're like, but since he has an idol, we're just going to vote for Randy instead.
Oh,
And
so they make Mike think he's going to go.
Yeah.
So they flush the idol, but they just vote for Randy instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they flush out Mike's idol. He plays it, but there are no votes for Mike. There are 4 votes for Randy, and the sad boys voted for, I don't know, Alice, I guess.
Yeah. All right, Randy. Well, I get to go to Ponderosa with Beetlejuice and Vince Vaughn
Inside a girl's
in 18 girl's body.
Important question for Final Tribal. Whose idea was it to flush the idol?
Oh, good idea.
Yes, that's a very good idea.
Well, Marge told Jennifer, and then Jennifer was like...
She was the
it was her
mastermind.
idea, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Jennifer is the one to beat in this
Yes, she
game.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Episode 13, this immunity challenge is cool. I don't know what season this is from, but I just think it's neat. Each contestant has a seesaw-like contraption with a drum on either end. One drum has a small hole on the bottom, while the drum on the other end of the seesaw is like hollow in the middle. Like it's like the top is open and then it's hollow in the middle. They have to create a fire in the hollowed out drum while filling the other drum with water, because the one filled with water is gonna like push the one that has a fire in it up. And so what you want to do is you push the one with the fire in it up. The first person to get the end of the seesaw with the fire in it up to light a fuse on top of this kind of contraption wins.
So they have to get a fire going, keep it going, and then fill
Yes.
a other barrel with
leaking
water. A
jug,
leaking
yeah.
Wow.
So it's who do we think would be maybe good at fire, and also who is, I guess, like fast.
Yeah, it's running back and forth.
It's running back
so
and forth, so
Marge is
it's-
going to have a struggle, I think.
Yeah, I don't think she's a fast.
No,
kinda-
she sits in a car all day.
Yeah.
Jennifer, it might just be because of the lighter thing, but I feel like she could make fire. And is probably pretty fast. Eric can probably make fire. It's probably pretty fast. Alice is a sweet girl. Can Mike make fire?
I kind of think he can.
Okay.
I think he seems like a resourceful guy.
Okay. Seymour, I just feel is not.
No.
Okay. Between Mike, Jennifer, and
Oh,
Eric.
you can take the little diarrhea thing off Jennifer now.
Okay. Jennifer, Eric, Mike.
Surprising win for Mike.
I mean, it'd be cool to have a surprising one, but I feel like it's one of the other two. Just gut check, I feel like.
One of the two supernatural people instead of Mike, who is just a normal guy.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens, but like, yeah.
So Jennifer or Eric?
Like, who's gonna be better at building a fire? I know I keep thinking of the thing with the lighter too, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything. Like, she's not an outdoorsy person.
That's true. Let's give it to Eric.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Eric. Yeah.
So Eric wins individual immunity.
Who's going home?
Oh, yeah, it's tribal council with 6 fucking people, dude. Is Jennifer... I mean, Jennifer definitely wants to hold on to Alice because she's an easy vote. Is Alice wising up to the fact that she shouldn't sit at the final 3 with Jennifer? Because it's not Millie. She hasn't been there with her since day 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Eric's immune. Is Alice going to go to the sad boys and say, hey, we can take out Jennifer? I think
she might, because it's like such a mean girl friendship, and those don't last.
that's true. Marge is going to stay loyal to Jennifer. We've established that loyalty.
Yeah.
And I think, is Jennifer comfortable enough in her position to just assume that Eric and Alice are going to go along with them as they're like, all right, next sad boy out. Let's take out Mike now that his idol's gone.
But now Alice is behind the scenes.
But
like,
Alice goes to Mike and
starting
Seymour
to stir shit up.
and tells them, hey, we can take out Jennifer right now because if any of us get to the end with her, we're going to lose. So what does Eric do? He's going to stay with Jennifer and Large Marge or go with the sad boys and Alice?
Why would he keep Jennifer? It's the same problem for him.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess everyone besides Large Marge realizes that Jennifer is not the one to take to the end.
I think because Eric's smart.
Yeah.
I think he's going to realize this is like the perfect, like this might be the only chance.
Okay, Jennifer and Large Marge vote for Mike. The other 4 vote for Jennifer. Damn, dude. But Jennifer and Beetlejuice get knocked out. Is the episodes that fans are like, fuck.
Yeah. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know.
Everyone has diarrhea.
Everyone gets diarrhea.
Applebee's.
Mike is starting to feel dizzy and nauseous from lack of food and sleep.
No.
It had to be someone who didn't eat enchiladas, and I kept rolling the 2 people that ate enchiladas.
All right.
Immunity challenge. We're doing the last gasp challenge. The players must swim under a steel grate and stay above the water. They have to stick their faces up in between the little slats of a steel grate. As the tide rises, the players will run out of breathing room. If the fear of drowning becomes too much, that person can bail out. The last person remaining under the grate wins the challenge.
All right. This is Perseverance.
And it's very mental, I think, this one.
Yeah.
You have to get over your fear of drowning. I would not like this challenge.
Do the people who have already died not want to die again?
I'm going to say yes.
So they might tap out a little earlier, Large Marge and
Oh,
Eric.
I see. Okay.
The fear of drowning is like, oh, fuck, it's reminding me too much of when I already died.
Right.
And that sucked.
Even though, does that make any sense? They can't be dead again.
In Survivor, you can't, I don't know. Yeah.
I think Seymour's going to be scared.
Yeah, he's a little scared, sad boy.
It might just be Alice.
Yeah, was Alice second to Lee Pace in the big lungs?
That's true.
right.
That is the first time we see her. She's swimming.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
she's holding her breath underwater. And granted, Lee Pace does have the biggest lungs. He said that, but she may have been second. She's been training for it.
I think give it to Alice.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I've done this with my friends.
Yeah, this is the logical. That's the logical choice. Okay, all right, tribal. Who's going home?
Okay, Alice is immune, and oh man,
This is a weird little.
this is a weird grouping of people, dude. With Alice immune, it might be Eric as the next strongest player that these other people wouldn't want to sit next to. I think it's a 4-on-1 vote against Eric.
But is Eric gonna maybe talk to Alice and Large Marge and be like, "Hey, do we want to break up that little alliance of Seymour and Mike?" Or
I think everyone there
just
knows
that they're both kind of goats.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think it's a vote against Eric. Yeah,
Oh my God, this is a weird Final
this
Four.
is such a weird fucking Final Four, dude.
This is what happens when you don't have Megan. Okay, episode 15, this immunity challenge is going to decide the final 3. So the winner of this immunity is going to they're going to bring someone with them to the final 3, and then the other 2 are going to
Compete in a fire making challenge to fill the last spot in Final 3.
this immunity challenge, and I'm looking at past me and thinking, yes, I'm so happy I did this. Players must answer trivia about all the previous eliminated contestants. Who was paying the most attention to the people around them, and who played the broadest social game? This
includes pre-merge characters, contestants.
I think it's just about all the contestants.
Okay,
It would've
somehow made even to where only the people who were on the tribe with the people who were eliminated get asked the questions. Like, Alice isn't being asked questions about the first boot, or like Santa.
Oh yeah. It would have been people who yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, I don't think Alice paid attention or took any of it in. She's vapid.
But she is a interviewer.
Yes, for when it's recorded and to be posted for views and likes.
Yeah, and we don't even know if she's a good interviewer.
Yeah,
you
she
can
just
be a
talks to her
shitty
friends.
interviewer.
Yeah.
It is her funniest and coolest friends.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think Alice has bothered to learn any actual things about these other people.
I can't say anything for or against Large Marge. I don't know what kind of person she is in that, like,
Yeah, how much she's listening
and
to other people.
how many, okay, so like who
Did she ever ask Pee-wee anything about him in that car ride, or was it all her talking about herself?
Yeah, she's just talking about
See, she didn't
herself,
bother to ask
yeah.
Pee-wee what his deal was, why he was out in the middle of the road with a bunch of animals and a little hitchhiking sack. A little bundle.
Yeah.
So it's between Seymour and Mike. I feel like Mike pays attention.
I think Seymour does too. Because Seymour, I think of him working in the shop and he knows all the customers that come by and he's like a good
Oh.
worker.
Wow. He was feeling woozy for a long time.
And
with
Mike
the
gets
blood.
fired from every job also.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, because he like tackled that guy in a mall.
Yeah. So
I forgot
he
about that.
Sometimes,
in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if he is as
Yeah, if he's like in a condition to listen and really connect to people.
yeah.
When he himself is so damaged.
He's a bit more solitary as a person.
Wow. Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors
I think Seymour's gonna win this.
is able to answer the most correct questions about his fellow castaways.
Yeah.
And
I think so.
secures a spot for himself
In the final
three.
And he is gonna bring he's gonna bring Mike with him.
They've been buddies.
Yeah. Seymour's not the kind of strategic thinker to be like, no, sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm letting you fend for yourself for reasons. He's just gonna bring him. And it's
Okay.
gonna be Large Marge
Versus Alice making fire.
Alice is not real to make fire.
Large Marge was raised in a time where it was probably more likely that she would have to learn how to make fire.
She's not that old.
As a girl though, in like the 50s or whatever. And like, would Alice, like Pete Davidson, have seen a TikTok on how to do it?
Here's the thing. Alice is also dating Lee Pace.
That's
A
true.
survivalist.
Yeah.
Would he have taught her how to make fire?
Like,
at some
here's
point?
5 things you need to know.
Dude, Lee Pace might have taught her how to make fire just in case.
Just
he had
in
a go
case.
bag.
Yeah.
And you're right. I don't know why a truck driver would necessarily know how to make fire.
You've got a cigarette lighter in your dash.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, I think Alice surprises everyone,
I think she might be able
which
to pull
may
it
be
off.
inconsistent with the earlier challenge where fire making was involved, but you know what? Sometimes we remember things about characters during Horror Survivor.
But there was also running and water involved in that.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
So Large Marge loses the fire making challenge.
Yeah. Wow.
Becomes the final member of the jury.
This final 3 is weird. I like it. It's all normal people.
Wow. No androids, no demons.
Oh my god, there's no one in this final 3 that has supernatural
Not an-
abilities of any kind.
Not an inkling of supernatural capabilities. It is Seymour from Little Shop, Mike from Five Nights at Freddy's, and Alice from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
So now all that remains is determining our winner. What does the jury think?
So at this point in Survivor, these 3 present their cases to the jury, who is everyone who's been voted out since the merge, as to why the jury should vote for them to win. Why they should be Survivor and win the $1 million.
Yeah, you can get the little woozy off
He's
of
no
there.
longer woozy. Okay. I think Alice is going to definitely talk about that Jennifer blindside that she did.
Beetlejuice thinks she's hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Beetlejuice, I think, is an instant vote for Alice. Mike is going to rely on how he kept a solid alliance of sad boys together and was able to, he got his idol flushed out. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's the lack of social awareness might not play very well for him because he wasn't able to read that situation.
And the alliance that he kept together was weak and kept getting picked off.
Yeah.
Seymour, I don't know if he has any argument.
No, because he was just kind of kept around. He also murdered a child, and I think maybe some people on the jury know that.
What if during final tribal council, the police arrive and arrest Seymour?
I think that's very funny. I think the police of the island of Fiji,
The Fiji police, no!
the infamous Fiji police show up and arrest Seymour for murdering a child. Even
He was going to get no votes anyway, but
Yeah.
he is a 0-vote finalist.
now he's in jail in
and
Fiji.
He's in jail. He still gets the third place money, so that'll bail him out at least.
So now it's between Mike, who, as we all know, is from Five Nights at Freddy's, and Alice. It's got to be Alice.
Well, let's go through it. Mike is going to get Randy's vote. Sad
yes,
boy,
yes,
buddy.
yes. Large Marge is, I think, gonna vote for. Well, no, Large Marge. Do you think she's still bitter from not being brought?
Oh, yeah, because Alice didn't take her to the sanctuary.
Yeah, they
where
had
good
kind
things
of a
happen.
falling out.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Large Marge and Randy could vote for
Mike. Jennifer.
And because Alice also just beat her in fire, too. That just rubs it in a little
is
bit
Jennifer bitter because Alice blindsided her?
Don't people tend to vote for who blindsided them?
more. It depends on the person.
Yeah, it
I think
depends.
Jennifer can respect the game.
She doesn't hold a grudge, though, you think? That's kind of her deal.
Is she gonna vote for a boy?
Oh, she's not going to
that's
vote for
true.
a boy.
She's not going to vote for
Yeah.
a boy.
Beetlejuice thinks Alice is hot.
Yeah. So there's.
Millie was Alice's number one.
Yeah.
And they never betrayed each other, so that's a vote for Alice. And then Eric Draven, the crow.
What happens if there's a tie?
I don't know, because the boy got eaten by
That's
a
never
plant.
happened because the jury. Yeah, I didn't realize that there's like an even number now on the jury because of the boy.
Wasn't Eric in her alliance?
Oh, no. You know what? There was a tie. In the first season that we watched as a group, Ghost Island, fucking Dom and Wendell tied, and it was up to, I forget the name of Laurel, who was the third place person to break the tie.
Oh, you're right.
So
I think there
who does
might be
Eric
a-
vote for? Does he vote for Mike over Alice? Does he sympathize with Mike
I
and
think
everything he
might.
went through?
I think just he might. It might be a weird, like he deserves it more kind of vote.
Yeah. So
And also here's a clincher. I think Eric's whole thing is he's very protective of this little girl,
oh yeah.
and so is Mike. Mike
He
is
is.
taking care of his little sister.
Yeah. And
So
like
I think he votes for Mike.
Okay,
So there is
so-
a tie.
in our jury of 6, we had Randy from The Passenger, Large Marge, and Eric Draven vote for Mike Schmidt from Five Nights at Freddy's. Meanwhile, Beetlejuice, Jennifer, and Possessed Millie voted for Alice from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. At the final show, the live show, Jeff reveals there were 3 votes for the first and second place, meaning we have to call into the Fiji police jail.
Yeah.
And
he
have-
gets to the Seymour gets to use his phone call.
His one phone call, instead of calling for a lawyer or
He has
Audrey,
to call Jeff.
he has to call Jeff and determine the final winner of Horror Survivor 4. And Seymour's gonna vote for his
Mike?
his sad boy
Gonna
ally.
vote for his friend Mike.
Are you kidding me? We did not plan for Mike Schmidt from the hit horror film Five Nights at Freddy's to win Horror Survivor, but that's what just happened.
You know what? Anything can happen in Survivor, dude. It's so funny though, because he truly was like such a random, like, I need someone else to put in here. Fucking what movies came out this year? Oh, Five Nights. I'll put Mike in there. And he fucking won.
Wow.
Amazing.
Once again, a winner from a very recent, very popular horror film. Mm-hmm. That's not planned. We're so deep into this that I'm not worried about spoilers for previous Horror Survivors. If you haven't watched them, go watch them. But I know that the first winner was Michael Myers.
Not Michael Myers.
Yeah, baby.
I'm so tired.
Who won the
Michael
second
Myers.
one?
Esther.
Esther. Wow. And then Megan. And
Now
now Mike Schmidt. Fantastic.
Great. That's
Wonderful.
a wrap.
Who gets the Sia money?
Ooh, who gets that? Probably Randy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny, you get the Sia money. Wow, that's it for Horror Survivor 4. Dear God, what a weird season.
Weird season of Survivor, but you know what? It worked out in the end.
Yeah.
And I was kind of rooting for Alice. She's a great character.
I was too, but it
robbed after that Jennifer blindside.
Yeah.
Which was a great move, but
There's too many people on the jury who vote with their hearts and not with.
yeah, she got all the kind of strategic, ruthless voters.
Yes,
Except for
exactly,
Beetlejuice, who just voted for her because she was hot. But
Wow. Okay. Well,
Great.
thank you for watching Horror Survivor 4. I need to eat food.
thank you, Gressel, for sitting here for the over 2.5 hours.
We were at 2:53.
Holy shit.
Just under 3 hours is what it took to film this, folks.
Yeah, we'll
Hope
see
you-
what it edits down to, but
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to do, but yes, it is time to eat and rest and not talk,
yes.
which would be great. So follow Dead Meat on social media at Dead Meat James on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.
I'm at Carebeck, CareBecc on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want merch, deadmeatstore.com.
Also, holy shit, if you're still listening, don't forget to tune into Scream Dreams, the new podcast that I'm on. Chelsea was on last week's episode.
Yes.
And when
Yeah.
this comes out. And then if you're listening to this the day it comes out, Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills is on the today's episode. So check that out. It's been a lot of fun doing that.
Cool.
All right.
Till next time, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm James.
And that's Gressel.
Hey.
This has been
Hey, Jeff.
this has been the Demi Podcast.